Welcome back to Numbers on the Board.
Numbers on the board, yes!
Today's episode, we're trying to figure out which NBA teams are under the most pressure to compete, to win a championship, to do whatever, really. Leave a like, subscribe, go over to the audio platforms, download those episodes. We were looking at the numbers, and the Numbers on the Board is launch. Because I still count this as launch time. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
We're only 3 months in. Has been very successful, thanks to y'all, and we want to continue to grow.
How y'all doing today, man?
Chilling, man. A little earlier than what we normally film, man.
In here around
For real.
10, 9.
Mm-hmm.
Definitely sat on the edge of the bed a little bit this morning, just
Contemplating.
like, damn, I'm up early.
Contemplating the
No call, no show.
No call, no show.
Oh, I did that a lot when I was working.
Doing a
Trust
no
me.
call, no show on the podcast would be ridiculous. Like, imagine we just sitting around waiting for D Mills and he just never shows up.
Remember Pierre accidentally did? He didn't no call, no show, but like we were just sitting here waiting on him.
It's never happened.
Yes, it did.
Never happened.
You literally, like, you didn't wake up until like an hour later. And we were
I do
just
remember that.
Yes, we
I
were
do
just
remember
sitting
that,
in
yeah.
here and we were like, where's Pierre at? And
Not in
then-
this one, the previous studio.
Yes.
I don't remember that.
Oh.
I remember Anwar doing that. 'Cause
Yeah.
we literally what you did. I thought you was mixing me up with Anwar.
No.
Because we sat around. We was talking. I think we recorded.
You got to
something
like
just on
30
it.
minutes late.
Yeah, then
and
we,
like, oh,
we
no.
stopped doing what we was doing. The conversation stopped. And it was like, wait, where Anwar at? And KB was like, oh, I'm gonna text him. And KB texted him. He's like, I ain't coming in today.
Yeah, something came up.
You sound like I came late.
You did, yeah.
Yeah, you
So I
did.
still
I
came.
thought
No,
you was
you
going to talk about
eventually
when he
showed up.
fell asleep
No call, no
during
show.
the
It's no
podcast.
it's
Oh,
not,
no, I
it's not
think you
coming.
eventually came.
Yeah, no, I ain't gonna miss shit.
Nah.
When was this?
I don't even remember. But I know that we were sitting there waiting, and then eventually you was like, my bad, y'all. I overslept. And that's what happened.
That's the golden one right there. Me and Mike was talking about that one yesterday.
What?
Oversleeping?
That long.
Yeah. You just don't, you got to make sure the
You
alarm
alright?
set.
You alright over there?
Yeah, I'm trying to make sure I don't even need the set
you
set
don't
for
need
right
that.
now.
That's why I don't really put mine in. You gotta make it stretch.
It's because my elbow be hitting it, it be knocking it out. But I'm the
Big
type,
ass elbow.
I got like 8 alarms usually. Like
I got 2.
It'll be like 6:30, 6:45, like that type of stuff. I got to make sure it don't. I can't make sure I miss it or it don't go off.
I got 9 and 9:05.
I just set 1, and then I just kind of just make myself get up.
But my body is the same. My body's the type where I'm waking up like 10 minutes before my alarm goes off.
Yeah. I normally would have to wake up at 8 something.
Kessler Edwards' brother on TikTok. Y'all seen that?
Yes.
No, I didn't.
I only set one alarm. Oh, bro, how you do that, bro? Damn.
Yes, Papa.
If you seen it, you would know what I'm talking about.
Yeah. After the first episode of Numbers on the Board, there was one comment that was like, Kenny needs his own segment called Kenny for Your Thoughts, a play on Penny for Your Thoughts. And I saw that. I was like, that's a cool name, but I don't know exactly what I want it to be. Today is the first time we're launching it.
Oh, wow.
Kenny for Your Thoughts. You should never let expectations get in the way of excitement.
Oh.
What do you mean by that? The other night, Anthony Davis played against the Minnesota Timberwolves. And in this game, his numbers were 27 points, 25 rebounds, 5 assists, 7 steals, 3 blocks. Right? I tweeted. I didn't watch this game, by the way. I looked at the stat line.
Did you?
I watched like the first half of it.
And I tweeted, that's a crazy stat line from Anthony Davis. A 20-20 game that simultaneously is just a couple blocks away from a 5x5.
Yep.
Comment section. Where he's going against 6'9" Naz Reid.
Oh, I thought it was a different direction you were going to go.
He's going against two-way player Luka Garza. He should be doing this.
Mm-hmm.
Just because you expect a player to do something don't mean it's not as cool when he does it.
Was not as impressive.
Last night, another example of this. The Denver Nuggets came back and won a game against the Toronto Raptors. They were down by 20-something points.
Yep.
In this one, Jokic had 35, 17, 12, 6 steals, and 2 blocks. It don't matter to some people because he was being guarded by he's being guarded by Kelly Olynyk and Jonte Porter.
Yeah.
It don't matter who's being guarded by who. When you put up ridiculous stats, we should admire that. It's not like Anthony Davis only does this type of stuff against really bad competition. It's not like Jokic can only put up 35 when he's playing against Jonte Porter. So let's just admire the stuff that we get.
I think.
I thought you was about to go a little bit of a different direction. I seen people saying like, "Man, it's hard to see this one. We know he could do this every night." I was just like, first of all, he's having one of the, I think, the most amazing seasons in his career, and second of all, it's like, bro, he's still having a ridiculous year. 25 and 20. That stat line was insane.
Yes, it was.
You know, that's damn near 100 points or 100 fantasy points for the boys back home. So,
And you know what's super ridiculous about it?
huh?
Comments was like, well, when Rudy Gobert is there, he don't be doing that. December 30th, 2023, earlier this season, the stat line that Anthony Davis put up against the Minnesota Timberwolves with Rudy Gobert playing, 33 points, 17 rebounds, 8 assists, 4 steals, 2 blocks. He's averaging 30.
It doesn't really. Anthony Davis is one of those
We
players
for
that it
real
don't
living
matter
in
who he's going against. He's so damn good.
The only thing that stands in Anthony Davis's way is himself sometimes.
Yeah.
That's really it. We know what Anthony Davis can be or who he is, but it's just, let's just take it for what it is at the end of the day.
And for this season, you're getting it pretty consistently.
Yes, it is.
It's no longer day to day. He's healthy. He's playing.
Can't call him street clothes no more.
Nope.
Like he's going to be eligible for an All-NBA team for all of the awards. Is he going to win any of them? No. But this is the healthiest season we've had of him. And it was a cool
be
game.
on an all-defensive team.
Yeah, oh, yeah. Undoubtedly, he should be on the all-defensive team. So that's Kenny for your thoughts. Episode
I like that. I like the positive notion to that.
I got another one for next week
I would
already.
say what was impressive about that game, though, was that Nas Reed scored 21 points in the first half. Second half, he ended with 25. So Anthony Davis obviously locked in on the defensive side of the ball on that.
Welcome to society, man. I feel like everything is just complaint. I very rarely see shit just get enjoyed. It's just it's a complaining society. It's just like I see winning. Like when the last time? Name me 5 organizations that is just happy. The only one that I can think of
Denver
because I was
Thunder.
filming yesterday is the Thunder.
Oh, the Thunder.
Oh,
I was
Thunder
filming and I did
gotta
like
be
a
happy,
mailbag and I was just like, so it was already on my brain. The Thunder are the only people who are just happy.
And I would say Denver's 2. They're the 2 seed. They just came off a championship. They don't have anything to complain about. They're healthy. They got the MVP potentially. I think it's those 2. Everybody else.
Or the Boston Celtics.
I want to say Boston.
Did you see
they complain too.
Boston fans after that loss against Denver?
They
Complaining a lot.
complain too.
They
A lot of
complain
complaint
a
about
lot.
Jason Tatum.
Complain a lot.
I saw a tweet that said, and this is from a Boston Celtics fan, if this same roster was built around like a Luka or one of the other people, this team would be 73-9 at the end of the season. I was like, damn, what's going on? Like y'all have the
Just won't
best
be able
record
to
in
please it.
basketball right now.
Those type of people you just will never be able to please.
Why would you want to switch it? Y'all got something good going on over there.
I think they want to switch it because in a lot of playoff series, they're not going to have the best player. They might have the best team, but they won't have the best player. And if you substitute Jason Tatum for Luka Doncic, you have the best player in most series, right?
Okay.
When they go against the Milwaukee Bucks, Giannis is the best player in that series. If they go against Philly and a
If
healthy
Luka
Jordan
is
Beat is
versus
there,
Giannis, who you taking?
Luka versus Giannis,
Who's the best player in that series?
Giannis.
Giannis.
Given health though, I would say, would you say you as a Knicks fan is pretty happy? If y'all was healthy at least.
Oh yeah. I'm happy. I don't. You don't really hear me. On
No,
this
I'm just saying in
complaining
general
shit.
because y'all made the right move. Y'all look good. It's just y'all got the big
I always
injury
thought as a
bug.
fan, that's all you can ask for.
Yeah.
You have a chance, and you making moves, and you're trying to be better than you were last year.
Would y'all consider the Spurs a happy
Only one
organization?
team is going to win the championship.
I would be happy.
Say that
I
again.
would consider the Spurs a happy fandom.
They just
slash
got Victor
organization.
Wembanyama.
I think
know.
they're happy now, but 2 months ago they weren't. 3 months ago they weren't happy because everybody wanted to see Trey Jones starting.
Oh, yeah.
I think there's pockets and waves of fandom, right? You get excited when your team is on a 5-game win streak. They lose that one game. You're like, damn it, what could have been?
I'd never get like that. Well, losing one game shouldn't just sway your whole move.
Well, none of your teams have been good in a while.
That is true.
I feel like when you are good and you're trying to compete for a championship, that one game can really take a toll on you, for sure.
I feel you though, D-Mills. I'm the same way. I don't, you know what I mean? Like at the end of the day, I'm a grown ass man. I'm not finna sit and soak because the Knicks lost.
when I was
It
younger,
could
I
be
used to.
It could be frustrating.
That's
And
because
I'd be
your
like,
teams were good when you were younger.
Like
Damn, I
when
want
the
that
Bulls
win.
lost to like the Heat or something. Oh man.
Oh, that's
that
that's
shit-
different though.
That shit used to hurt.
If they would have lost to like a Hornets fan, you probably wouldn't give a
yeah.
damn. But the Heat was a different kind of beast for Bulls fans. It's like,
then, you know, you got to the banter in school. You got to go to school and talk your shit to the Heat fans.
That's what I was about to say. Now, for me, it's like when the Lakers have a bad loss or they're on a losing streak, I just know when I'm streaming or something like that, people going to be talking hella shit. And I can't say nothing because the Lakers are bad at that point. So it's more so like a talking point to it.
That's the element that I think make it fun. But like to sit around and act like I'm just pissed. I don't really care.
Do you and your dad have different fandoms? Because I know y'all talk hoops a lot.
We just talk basketball. We don't really do the fan shit.
Oh, no?
Fan shit is not what's up. Fan shit is just social media. No, I don't think anybody really in a real life like that's into this basketball shit is sitting around talking fandom shit. When I talk to you outside of this stuff, we don't sit around talking about no damn Blazers.
The Bulls or the Knicks.
Me and him don't sit around and talk about the Lakers. We don't sit around and talk about the Bulls. We talk about basketball. The fan shit is the part that I don't really like.
I do talk about fandom a bunch in regular day life. Like when my pops call, we talk about the Bulls, not exclusively, but a good amount.
Yeah, I wouldn't. If my pops called me, he'll ask about the Knicks, but we're not finna have no full blown. Let's talk about what's going on around the league. Let's
Well,
talk about
your dad
basketball.
is what? Your dad has a team? Oh, he's a Warriors fan, isn't he? Or
yeah,
like
because they play the best brand of basketball. So whoever's playing good basketball, sharing the ball.
Oh, Pops is a
doing all type of
bandwagon?
stuff. Yes.
So he was a big Spurs guy?
No, because that was a little too boring.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Like my dad is a Bulls fan too, so that's why it's like easy for us to talk about it because we both care about the organization.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, me and my dad is more player centric.
Okay.
You know, I was on Kobe White, tough.
Yeah.
My pops was a Kobe White, like yeah, he can play. He'll get around to it. And so when he started popping off, we start talking about that, or we talk about guys who we think get trashed, but like in a different city. We be having our own podcast. That's what he say. He'll call me, be like, "You ready to do our podcast?" And we just do certain things. But it's like, man, who's struggling? But we don't think they're struggling because they're a bad player, or who is a guy that can secretly break out, or if he go over here, he might be an all-star. You know what I mean? Yeah. We talk about guys in the draft who could be sneaky. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? We talk about high school players who committed to big programs that maybe should have went somewhere else. Like, oh, you got offered by Kentucky, but are you gonna go there and kill, or are you gonna have to transfer? Maybe you should have went to a different, a Michigan State and versus a Kentucky. So
Orlando Magic fans are happy.
Oh yeah.
No, they're not. I just seen a bunch of Orlando fans reacting to some shit Shaq said.
What did Shaq say?
See, yeah, Lefko was asking him about Paolo and a group of players like Ant, Halliburton, and Paolo, and Shaq was just basically saying like Ant is right there on the borderline of being a superstar. Tyrese Halliburton can make like a crazy leap, but I think he was trying to say that Paolo had like 2 steps to make before superstardom. And
but I don't think that counts as being unhappy.
Like that was hating.
Y'all think that's unhappy though?
Nah, I would just say they feel like they feel offended by the comment.
But that'd be what I'm saying. If my team was the Orlando Magic, who had such a bright future and was like exceeding expectations, the last thing, and Paulo just had an all-star thing. Our coach just got extended. The last thing I'm caring about is what Shaq is saying on a podcast about Paulo.
Then that means no fan base is happy then.
I think Shaq,
because I see that same thing with like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, or I saw the same thing with Chet Holmgren, where like you talk about this player and that might when people did the Wemby versus Chet thing, most people were taking the Wemby obviously, but because of that, it kind of shifts negatively to Chet, and then OKC fans will come to the defense of their guy. So if that's the criteria, I don't think anybody's really happy. But I think when you're defending your guy,
that was my main point though. It's constantly a complaint. Majority of the time when I'm seeing people talk basketball, they're complaining about something, and it kind of blows my mind when I see it from teams that are like having really good years. The most irrelevant shit will shake up fans. It's one thing to defend your guy, but am I really caring too much?
Yeah.
Even when Becky Hammond said the shit about Jalen Brunson, it was like, even as a Knicks fan, after a certain while, I'm like, bro, y'all can let that go. Yeah, I understand reacting to but we don't have to keep talking about this for 2 weeks. Our team is in a great shape. I understand reacting to it when it first happened, but after a while, we gotta let it go. You know what I'm saying? Like the only time that kind of makes sense to me is when Wally Zerbiak said that shit about Tyrese Halliburton, and then they came and played, and Halliburton showed out. He reignited. I'm understanding of certain things, but after a while, the Candace Parker shit. She said what she said about Bronson. Knicks fans was dragging that. I'm like, bro.
What? Oh, she said he didn't perform
Let
well.
it go.
Oh yeah.
In the second
The
round.
first day, the second day, cool. It's a week later, and we're winning.
They gonna
Let
bring it.
go.
They gonna bring it anytime he does some. Somebody gonna quote it and they gonna bring something back.
Literally.
All you got to do is look at the tweet and how many bookmarks it got.
Oh yeah.
People coming back
Boom.
to that tweet.
And now
they
every
say
every
they
time he
coming
does
back.
something, every time he have a good game in his playoffs, it's gonna come back.
And it's
up.
not like Shaq. Shaq just pulled that out of nowhere when he was talking about like. There's some validity to what he's saying too.
Kylo's
like,
in year 2.
Literally. So
There's steps to it. You don't just jump to superstar.
And that's the other half, Mike. Thank you for bringing that back. Yeah, that was my other point. It ain't like people are just like real things that, like you said, has some validity to it. I'm like, again, understanding, because this is basketball. There's going to be so many different type of opinions. That's what makes the game. That's what makes us have a job.
Yeah.
Is that we all don't come up here with the same type of thoughts. Now, if you see somebody going out of their way to say some bullshit about somebody, Vic is a bust, and they on a big platform, then I can understand that, man. Vic, I don't know about this Vic dude. If a Spurs fan is like, man, what is he talking about? Cool. But it's like, and let Magic fans tell it though. Their thing is they think that Shaq be hating. So if that's how they feel, who am I? I'll just use them as an example.
Does Shaq routinely talk down on the Magic?
I don't know. I'm not
He
a
was
Magic
just
fan.
there 2 weeks
I'm not a
ago
Magic
getting his
fan.
jersey retired.
Yeah, but they saying like it was Penny, then it was Dwight. Because we cool with 6-man show. So I'm going off of their Twitter and the people that's commenting under they posts and whatever.
I trust they better judgment. I don't give a damn about what Shaq is saying about the Magic. They do. So maybe if they got receipts to make it true, then maybe it is. I don't know. I'm not paying attention to what Shaq is saying about the Orlando
I wouldn't
Magic.
either, even if I was
I also
a
think
Magic fan.
Dwight Howard called himself Superman, and Shaq was Superman. So I think that's where a lot of that beef ends up coming from. But whatever. Mike, you got to drop the mic.
dude, today's drop the mic is what was too good to be true this season.
Ooh.
Ben Simmons.
No, that's perfect. Honestly,
Ben Simmons was too good to be true.
Oh
But
man.
I hate to say that like that on him, but I mean, it just was the whole he's finally healthy, and that was too good to be true.
y'all was bought in a little bit.
Yeah. Of course, I was bought in. I was defending Ben. I was, in the midst of all of that. So yeah, I was bought in for sure. And I like a good comeback story, even if it ain't somebody like
For
Ben.
sure.
It's nothing like when somebody look like they're done and out, and then they come back. Like even Chris Dunn, to a smaller effect. Chris Dunn went in the league, and it was like boom, and then Chris Dunn came back and was playing impactful minutes. Like damn, okay, look at him back in the league. Dante Exum back. Those be like cool. I love a good comeback story, especially if it could be at a high level like Ben's could have been or can be, because Lonzo Ball cleared the play. Everybody on the timeline is like woo, because it's just cool. We don't any expectation. We're not saying Lonzo will come back this season or you know what I mean, but it's just cool to see.
You saw him sitting on the bench the other night?
No, I did not.
Against the Clippers.
Against
right?
Clippers. We was in
Yeah.
LA.
And it's an
Zach
LA
LaVine was there
game.
too. Yeah, Zach LaVine was
Oh
there
my
too.
gosh.
He's hilarious. Just show up to the LA game.
Why not? Why would I come back to Chicago when I'm not going to be doing nothing?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, go
Because
to
you
the
love
LA
your
game.
teammates.
Do he? This team has been turned around. Well, no, it hasn't. This is the same damn roster 3 years in a row.
Lonzo would turn that roster around if he was done.
I don't know.
He just
Do
got
you see
cleared.
our roster?
He just got cleared
This
for
is
basketball.
how the
that.
complaining happen. We start expectations there. Yeah, this man ain't played in years.
It's been 3 years. You talking about you gonna turn the roster around? Too good to be true. The Atlanta Hawks. This has made too much sense before
We
the
was
season
high on
started.
them, boy.
It just made it too much sense. Quinn Snyder's coming in with a full offseason to get that defense together. Trey Young is playing great basketball. We think that another year with DeJounte Murray, their synergy is going to be better. We were all high on Jalen Johnson, and he's broken out. They were going to be healthy for the first time in a minute. That over-under was too good to be true. They are not even scratching the surface of that.
For me, it'll probably be the Warriors. I thought they would be much better than what they are, being 10th seed out west. And you would just expect Klay Thompson to be a lot better. Wiggins, up and down season for Wiggins too. It's a bright spot is Kuminga. Kuminga has been a bright spot for them, a huge bright spot, but the whole season for them has just been nothing but turmoil. Draymond getting suspended multiple times. Everything was just too good to be true to begin the season.
The Lakers. Remember
Yeah.
they all season, we was like, oh, the Lakers
They
out
did
here.
it.
Yeah, the Lakers
Here
were.
they
They
come.
making
as well.
moves. Boy, the Lakers getting right.
The Warriors even got Chris Paul in the offseason and everything. It's just,
Yeah. On one of the first episodes of my podcast, I ranked teams, this is before the season started, by the likelihood of them making the playoffs. And
The Lakers,
in that video, I
top
said
5.
if the Warriors or the Lakers don't make the playoffs, it would have had to be an extreme event like aliens coming down and taking LeBron James away from Earth. And one of those teams is not going to make it.
Yeah.
As currently,
Potentially, too.
yeah. But
And
yeah,
one of
maybe
them
both.
and one of them are gonna eliminate one of these.
Yes.
probably.
So, damn. You know,
I guess
And
the
nothing
league did what they
extreme
wanted
really
to
hap-
play.
I mean, the Draymond suspension was a little extreme, but it wasn't that damn extreme.
didn't want that extreme.
Nah.
I mean, 25 games is pretty.
20. That was Ja Morant.
Oh shit, you're right. That was Josh's suspension.
Maybe that was too good to be true. The idea of Ja Morant coming back and
I
still
was
holding
thinking
them
about
afloat.
that too, because he had like the perfect game coming back too.
Ja?
He did.
Yeah.
Hell yeah.
It just,
Hell yeah.
Yeah.
He
I also
hit a
had
game winner and everything.
Yeah.
I had Joel Embiid winning back-to-back MVPs. He finally got that first one. He looked like he could take it again for the 2 years in a row. It's not gonna happen.
I mean, it was there. He was definitely the favorite to win it.
Mm-hmm.
But now it's just that damn knee.
That damn.
That damn knee.
Speaking of that, Donovan Mitchell missed his 18th game of the season, meaning
For
that he is
real?
ineligible for MVP or All NBA honors this year.
Damn,
I
I didn't
seen
feel
that.
like Donovan Mitchell missed that many games.
I want to say
Maybe
I was
because he
reading
just
that.
so damn good
Maybe
when he was playing.
did you read the article on it, or you just seen like the headline of it?
I did read an article. What do you?
I
need to
seen
know?
something about it. Like somebody was saying he's not gonna have much financial loss on it or anything like that. So it wasn't as bad as people thought it could be.
No, I think that a lot of it is not about the financial aspect. It's about like when you think about the 2023-2024 season, you can't go too deep into talking about the season without mentioning the name Donovan Mitchell. And some of that's going to be lost to history because we won't be able to say, oh, he's all NBA second team. Oh, he's all NBA third team. That's the main thing.
I feel that, but I don't.
I'm not mad. I'm not mad that he's not making it. You know what I'm saying?
No.
I think I like the rule.
I'm just going off that last point. I don't think it's going to be like that no more. I think it was like that for us coming up because we didn't have dunks and threes, basketball reference, b-ball index. I think when you have those type of things now, people will be able to go back and look at this year and remember that Donovan Mitchell had the year that he had. You got to have guys like your YouTube videos will still be there. You know what I'm saying?
Forever.
This podcast will be there. It's going to be when we were growing up and we hit the 2010s and 2011s and Mike finally got into basketball, he couldn't go back and say, I'm not even trying to be funny. I'm not trying to be funny. He couldn't go back and say
It was funny though.
It was.
he can't go back and say, man, Steve Francis in 2003 was really look. They on the podcast. I ain't really realized Steve Francis was like that. You know what I mean? You don't have that. You kind of got to take like somebody that was their word for it. Like D Mills. I'm telling you, bro. In the year 2000. Mike was giving it to them boys even with the Wizards. You know what I'm saying? You gotta really go back and
I had a video series that I was going to do like a year ago, but it just takes too much effort and work where I try to relive previous seasons.
I remember you did say that. Yeah.
It's just too much work, especially because some of those seasons are in this time frame where it's like in order to find like full games of 2009 are hard to find unless it is like Kobe did this or LeBron did this.
Can't
But just
just
the average day-to-day
Yeah.
game you can't find. But nowadays, I can go to NBA.com and go watch a game from 2021 on any day.
Yeah.
The full game.
Everything is archived from the last like 5-10 years-ish. But before that, it's a little harder to do.
That was the greatest thing I ever did. And then now, then you got it broken down where like, even if I don't want to watch the full game, if it's just a historical moment, like I don't know who just dropped the 70. Who was
Joel
it?
Embiid
Joel
has
Embiid was
Luka
the last
Doncic.
70.
Right.
Luka.
You can just go back and watch every shot they took.
Yes.
Just every moment they had in that game, you can watch every single one versus like a highlight of all makes. You can watch everything. Every foul Embiid had, every rebound, every block, every turnover, every shot, you can go watch everything but every free throw, thankfully.
We have it great, man. We have it great. This is the golden era of
This
basketball.
is
if
really
you
the
ask me.
golden era, man.
From
This is
all
the
aspects,
golden
yeah.
era.
Yeah.
You can go. You got stats if you want to be a casual fan and you don't want, because everybody don't really want to watch basketball. And I'm trying. I gotta continue to remind myself that everybody ain't the same type of fans as us. But you got stats that'll help you out to show you some things that you don't want to put the time. And
You
go
got
and
other
see
people that will watch the games.
and tell you
to
what's
listen
going on.
to.
You got a podcast for every single team.
100 of them
team.
for every team.
Yeah.
If the number one Magic podcast might not be for you, but the number 2 might. The number 20th might. Like, there's always going to be content for you.
You got people who specialize in just the draft. So if you're not a college basketball fan like Darrick and you want to be involved with the draft, though, you can. A month
Why you keep throwing these subtle jabs out?
it ain't a subtle
That's
draft.
he just said he's not a fan of
It's just
college
an example.
basketball.
It's just an example. It's just an example. If you're not a fan like Timothy over there,
Okay.
What's up, Tim?
but you want to be invested because your team got a couple of first round picks, you could just do a month or a couple weeks before the draft. You could just have people videos on the draft on replay.
That's a bro. Whenever I'm in doing my college draft research and everything like that, and I'm looking at videos, I always see people like, man, no, it'll be like people in the comments saying, my team got the 4 picks, so I'm here. So that's another resource that people just didn't have back in the day.
I just saw that yesterday.
What?
Otto Porter announced his retirement because of injuries and stuff, which is sad. He's 30 years old.
And
Sad.
Georgetown,
I thought he had so much more left.
Yeah.
Man, I loved Otto Porter in college, but okay.
But I went back to watch like Otto Porter Bulls highlights because that's a portion of history that kind of is forgotten. And the top comment was, "Who's here because Otto just signed to the Warriors?" Like people were just, that's how they do. I don't know much about Otto Porter, but he signed to my favorite team, so let me YouTube him to see his highlights.
I'm a fan of Dante DiVincenzo, but when he signed with the Knicks, I was on Intuition Hoops, and Dante DiVincenzo was playing in my house that whole day because they break down. And
What a guy, Dante DiVincenzo.
Just trying to see how, you know what I mean? Just trying to be like, man, just trying to live in that excitement.
Yeah.
Because again, I'm trying to be, we signing people.
Yeah.
I'm trying to be excited. And I love that we have that today because when we grew up, it was just mix. It was T-Mac, 3-4 minute mix, dunks and highlight moves with somebody rapping hard like Rakim, a 90s rapper.
And then Mikhail came around, and it all changed. Him, Dawkins, all
I
of
just
these
used to be on
highlight
like the
guys.
season highlights. 2007.
I called him Mikhail for a
2007
reason.
Kobe season highlights, full highlights.
Yeah.
And it's like seven videos of it, 25 minutes
Kobe
each.
doing the spin move, then he do it in slow mo, then he do it in
Yeah,
slow mo,
yes,
and in the
bro.
background, I ain't
Have
no
4
joke.
clips of the same move. 4 clips of the same move, different angles, different.
That's coming back
fucking
though.
speeds.
I don't know if y'all been seeing the TikTok trend with that
Paul
type
George?
of not just Paul George, but like the smooth operation.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
whole editing style is coming back, and I love it.
But you know
man.
what's crazy?
I love
It's a
it.
portion of that generation that think that's new.
Oh
Oh,
yeah,
wow,
true. They think they
yeah.
did something. No, it's always been that way, baby. It just went away for some time because people that want to use copyright
I'm
music.
gonna give y'all 5 hoopers, and y'all tell me. I was gonna say 5 '90s rappers, but 5 '90s artists or early 2000 artists. If '90s is too far back, who y'all putting behind their highlights?
Okay.
They're all current players from now. The first one, let's do Jordan Poole.
Jordan Poole.
But his best shit though.
But
His
Jordan
best-
Poole highlight reel is
no,
Yes,
nasty.
his
Jordan-
best shit. Don't think of him slipping and going out of bounds and shit like that. It's him actually. He's hooping.
90s, early 2000s.
So
Because you said Paul George.
Yeah.
Smooth opera. I be seeing Kyrie with, you know what I'm saying, the Sade and everything in the background.
Yeah, it's got to fit the vibe. What's the vibe of Jordan Poole
He gonna
highlight?
be
It's
spinning
it's
off
bing, bing,
people.
bing.
I think it's gonna be a little.
He'll shoot a half court 3.
I think it's gonna be a little exciting. Like I think he needs more of an up tempo, more like rah. A
Okay.
little bit.
What artist comes to mind with that from the 90s or 2000s?
Maybe like I could see him being with a Jadakiss type flow.
Okay. It's a little hard.
I think his got to be a little smoother.
A little bit more smooth.
Jadakiss is somebody I'm thinking they got to at least have a couple posters.
Okay.
What about like Cameron?
Okay.
I can see that one.
I like Killer Cam. I like Killer Cam.
I have no idea.
How about
I mean, Jay-Z has a smooth flow too.
You gotta
He
say
gotta be
JC.
one-on-one. Yeah,
You gotta
be
say
one-on-one.
Jay-Z.
Somebody
Yeah,
strong.
yeah.
Jay-Z on
Someone,
just
yeah.
anybody. Jalen Green.
Now Jalen Green or
Nah,
Jada
Jalen
Kiss
Green-
is not too
nah,
bad.
Yeah, Jalen Green and Jada.
He gonna be punching shit.
Yes, he
Or
will.
Ludacris. Ludacris and
Cause he do be acting crazy.
Yeah, I ain't mad at Luda either.
He just did some ludicrous shit.
I'm not mad at Luda. Shout out to Jalen Green's defensive jump over the last 2 months, by the way.
What'd he say? Stand up.
yes,
Stand. Jalen
I feel like
Green
a crazy edit could go to that
yes,
song.
it can.
Yes, yes.
Who else do we got?
Even if it's like a crossover, I know it don't fit the vibe, but like if you cross somebody over and they're on the ground, stand up.
Oh no, I
Over
think
and over.
Jalen Green probably might be a Ludacris mix. It just seemed like it fit.
Somebody, an editor watching this video, put it together.
So those 2 guys. DeMar DeRozan.
Oh,
That's got to be some West Coast.
They got to exhibit.
It's got to be.
Yeah.
Tupac.
Ain't nothing but a G thing. 1,
I'm-
2, 3, and
True.
4. And he pumping. He get it.
Seven on face.
That's gonna be so smooth, bro. The piano coming in.
Desmond Bain.
Oh my God. Desmond Bain got to be like an underground 90s rapper. It's got to be like,
Cannabis.
Oh man,
it's got to be. I have
give
no
him
idea.
Cassidy.
KMD.
Oh shit.
KMD.
Cassidy. I like that. But the rapping, right? Not that I got that drink in my tooth. Not that. Not that. And now I'm gonna give y'all a song and an artist, and y'all tell me what player fit this. I just had I Need Love. LL. What player would you have?
Oh, that's
I Need Love.
that's so.
Shay.
Oh yeah.
It's gotta be Shay on that
Smooth
one.
as hell.
Yeah, I like that.
Yeah, that's,
I like. We just gave y'all a free bag, content creators. Free bag. Thanks to numbers on the board, man. There you go.
Here go some other people that are ineligible for all NBAs. And y'all tell me, does it matter or not? Joel Embiid?
Yes.
That one matters, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Most.
Jimmy Butler?
No,
I don't. He wasn't playing at all.
I don't think so.
Kyrie Irving?
Doesn't matter, but
It doesn't matter. But
I hate that he's having that acquired almost 50, 40, 90. His shit might go back because he wasn't really making shots against
yeah, I
the
don't think he
Bulls.
was gonna make it anyway.
Hey, I told before the game. Now, the Bulls lost by 1 million. But I told you before the game, watch out for Kyrie for having a bad shooting game because
Ayo was on him.
Ayo Dosunmu.
It didn't matter,
Iowa with
bro.
the negative 35.
Yeah. He was doing his thing.
It didn't matter, bro.
Julius Randle.
Who was guarding Luka?
It was a combination of Kobe White and Alex Caruso.
Okay.
Sometimes 3 people. DeMar DeRozan.
You said who now?
Julius Randle.
Don't
look,
matter.
Yeah, I
It
think
was too early for me to really determine.
he's having a really good start
Porzingis.
to the season, but Porzingis
matter.
no,
Bradley Beal.
Don't matter.
Jamal
No.
Murray.
no.
Karl Anthony Towns.
This is a little tough because
yeah.
But no, he's not there yet.
okay,
But he has to miss 13 games, and given his injury, it probably will end up there.
50, 40, 90 as a big.
I think he had an
unfortunate.
All-NBA
Yeah.
case.
I think he had an All NBA case for sure.
Trae Young misses 5 more games than he's on his list.
I didn't think he was.
He not getting nothing.
And if Devin Booker misses 4 more,
Oh, that's tough.
yeah. I think that one might matter.
Yeah,
It
that one
can-
might
it
matter.
could. It could.
I don't know if they get 2, though. Maybe they do. Maybe I think Kevin
lot.
is on a crazy
I wonder, do we
run
see
right now.
anybody
First
like
team.
appeal their
Yeah.
case? Like I actually, if they were at like 67, 63 games or
And they
62,
appeal it?
and they appeal it.
Yeah,
they
I'm
actually
curious
get
to
it.
see what the NBA decides to do with some of those cases. Because Devin Booker is one of those guys that might end up at 64 total games.
Yeah.
And it's like, what does the appeal process looks like? How lenient are they going to be to it? We don't know. You said KD's All-NBA first team. I ain't mad at it. Give me your first team list.
First team, Shea, Luka.
Out of the gate.
Yeah, no, it's no
You
question.
you missing the other MVP guy?
Jokic.
No, I wasn't done.
Oh, well, I know.
But those are 3 you could just get out the way. I think is what he's saying.
Oh yeah, KD and Giannis.
Okay, not mad at it.
I like that.
Not mad at it. No Tatum over KD.
Nah, I'll give it to KD.
I had to go Tatum.
Okay,
I have to go Tatum. Y'all gonna stop disrespecting that man.
best player,
But
best team.
You sitting in his face asking what they season the tacos with,
so crazy
and now
with
he, and now,
Don't say y'all. I ain't got nothing to do with
Bro, I
that.
keep thinking about the Celtics. Is y'all think it might be like a walkthrough for them the way they've been playing?
No.
Y'all see anybody taking them 7?
Yes.
Harry, there's nobody in the playoffs that can't go 7. Can't get taken to 7.
They should walk to the finals. I don't think they will walk to the finals.
Yeah.
The Bucks. I know they had a terrible loss against y'all, but was it a good win for y'all or a terrible loss to the Bucks?
No, that was
Combination of the two?
a beautiful win. No Bron and D'Lo had 40. That's a beautiful
And they
win.
were on the brink of losing to the Clippers.
My team card.
I'm not sure. He already had a pink diamond, but I haven't
He
booted
need
up.
an
my
opal
team.
for that.
Yeah.
They were on the brink of losing to the Clippers without Kawhi and Paul George, but then Damian Lillard turned into Superman again.
And then somehow the Heat always give the Celtics trouble.
Yeah.
They were down 3-0 to them last year.
Wow. Wow. I forgot about that being a part of history.
A lot of people forget that the Celtics were down 3-0 to that Heat team.
That is actually crazy. Anyway, they should walk that. I don't think they will. Again, they lost to the Lakers and almost lost to the Clippers. I'm feeling more and more confident with the Milwaukee Bucks as the season goes on. In that game versus the Clippers, Dame and Giannis ran the most pick and rolls of the season. And a lot of that came in the last 5 minutes of the game. And that's how they grew that lead to eventually win. And it's beautiful. Like, I don't know the stats say points per possession. I ain't looked into that. But watching the game, it was like, oh, yeah, this is going to be unguardable.
I think they had
Playoff
like
time.
70 points together or
Yeah,
something
they had
like
69.
that. Like,
I think they both had
Nice.
a total of like 18 assists.
That's kind of like what we
envision.
envision with them. It's just
Yes.
like offensively, you can't mess with them.
Yeah.
But those two players on the floor.
Mike, what's your thoughts on Scottie Scheffler?
Who?
I like the
Is
reaction.
that a golfer? I already just knew it.
That sounds like a golfer name.
It's the number one golfer in the world right now.
I guess I got to get into him, man. Hey, you know what's funny, P? I got on Discord yesterday. I'm booting up. I see
In what way?
What you mean? No, I'm booting up Discord or whatever. I see KB is on PGA Tour, and he been in
Incredible
there
game.
all day.
Incredible
No,
game.
I am very prone to leaving my Xbox
okay,
on
okay.
and walking away for hours at a
Which
time.
you do too. So
I
you should
do.
know.
I do.
Yeah, you own City Skylines for 16 hours once.
You know what's funny? When we left on that last trip to
I don't do that
All-Star,
no more.
I had my-
That's crazy.
I
bro.
left my. It said I was on wallpaper engine for 3 days straight.
That's crazy, bro.
Bro, that you know how bad that is for your computer to
Yeah,
just
I
leave it
don't-
on
It
for
is.
3 days?
You know
Hey,
what's
your
so fun-
computer
you know-
don't just turn off?
Mine
I turned
does.
You know
that
what's
feature
crazy?
off.
Oh, you did.
I got a new computer as soon as I got back.
Oh, you upgraded it?
Yeah.
Okay.
So,
I used to do that where I would leave it on. I would go to the mall and go on a date and come back. I don't do that shit anymore. I just turn it off.
I do it on Xbox occasionally because I just don't think about
Well,
it.
the Xbox being
My
on, I don't give a
Xbox
damn.
sound like
that
a-
PC is
a
the
jet.
thing.
Yeah.
The PC is
my
the thing.
Xbox sound like a jet, bro.
For
You
real.
got to clean it.
Nah.
You know he's out for the same.
That's
There's a
too
guy
much.
on TikTok that I follow where he has like a electronic repair shop. And a lot of times he gets like PlayStations and Xboxes
Be
in.
so dirty.
Bro, roaches.
Oh no.
It's just be like, bro, y'all, this is how y'all be
I
living?
love seeing people clean electronics, even phones, like taking them apart
And just scrubbing
breaking
like
it.
the speaker spot to get all the
Yeah.
dust
You
out of
love
there.
that, but don't love to wash your own ass, huh?
Yeah.
Y'all crazy.
Free throw attempts league wide are down by 5.3 per game since the All-Star break.
Really? If you ask Anthony Edwards, he would say that there's a big discrepancy on his team.
You know what? Give me a second to talk about that because the other night they played a game
Lakers.
against the the
No.
Lakers? Or was it the
Cavaliers.
Cavs?
The Cavs.
They played against the Cavs, and Rudy Gobert got fined $100,000 because he did like this to the refs, and then came to his post game interview and said something is not right. He blamed like the sports gambling, being attached to the association, whatever. I kind of back Rudy Gobert in this. Not saying that these games are rigged, because I can't say that at all. But have y'all seen that Donahue documentary about the stuff that happened in the early 2000s with
I
the
haven't
refereeing?
seen the doc, but I've
haven't
seen
seen
parts of it.
It's worth watching for NBA fans out there to kind of see what refereeing was like back then and how many games were fixed. But you know what one part stands out? Donahue called all the referees around the association about 13 times, right? Trying to get them to fix games, whatever. He called Scott Foster 300 times that season. 300 times. Scott Foster is still in our association right now. Now, they was not calling to catch up on how the kids is doing 300 times. No, it was probably something nefarious going on. And Scott Foster is still there doing his thing. It's just I feel like the NBA is trying to get rid of that portion of their history. It is one of the darkest times in NBA history.
They done it a damn good job too.
Not if they keep that guy around.
The NBA don't get enough, and I understand that we have a different commissioner now than then, but the NBA don't get enough knocks upside the head for that.
Yes, I agree.
That's some silly shit that alters history. Whenever you touch and alter history, it should be something that cannot be forgotten about. You know what I mean? Like the Sacramento Kings were we laughed at them, but that
And then they
affected their chance to potentially have a championship.
And then they went 20 years basically without making the playoffs. That was their shining moment to make it happen. And then they didn't because of stuff. So Rudy took the fine. He basically said something that Luka Doncic came out and talked about a year or so ago. You mentioned one of y'all mentioned Anthony Edwards and what he's been saying. Like, this is kind of something NBA players feel like. And Rudy Gobert was just the one that was willing to take the $100,000 fine about it.
I am going to say this. The only thing that I have is that you have to be careful with that because that's almost like other accusations. When you put something like that on somebody's name, you can't come back from it. And like the whole rig, fix, and involvement, man, you have to know. Yeah. That is something that you cannot put out there without proof, like other things in the world. When you put that on somebody's name, that's always going to be attached to the name.
You know, it's going to be crazy
I'll
too,
be
though?
careful with fixing games and shaving. That's something I personally would be very peculiar on how I'm addressing.
I feel like
because
accusations are just going to keep coming for them, though. Because, I mean, now than ever, how many times do you see a betting ad during a game?
Every game, before the game, during the game,
and
all of that.
It's just getting new people in, and what they gonna do? They gonna do the LUT. They gonna put their little parlay in. They gonna miss by 1 or 2, and they gonna say this shit rigged.
Oh,
and they
I'm not caring about them people. I'm talking about the people that are in the game, like Rudy.
Yeah.
When you're saying that statement, it's way more vital, and it weighs more weight than a user. Yeah, I was in a barbershop and a dude told me Dame sucked and I'm like, oh, you must be betting. And sure enough, he was betting.
Yeah.
I don't care about those people. I could give a damn less. If you think your $5 is gonna turn into $5 million, by all means, do
KD.
you. But don't say that Damian Lillard sucked because you thought
took
he
him
was
for
gonna
60.
Have.
That's what you know who said that yesterday. Kyron did. Grayson Allen came out. He's shooting the ball. I'm like, he back on fire. Man, Grayson sucked. I needed him for 2 threes. He couldn't even give me 2.
And that's why
I said, Kyron, who is he going against?
That's why I've completely shut that out.
I said, Kyron, who he going against? Oh, he went against Boston, but I'm like, bro.
That team runs people off the line. No, I think that the sports gambling part of our league is okay. I don't like that the NBA themselves are attached to it, right?
Yeah.
If person X who has a podcast is doing a sports gambling read, I think that's fine. But when it's the actual association putting together these lines and all of that stuff, I think that's where it gets a little bit iffy.
Yeah.
That's all.
And all those big sports companies, they're doing it. So it's like they got to get their money. It's a big bag.
I mean, they did that all
trying
for
to-
the Super Bowl. It was on there in terms
It's
of
a
like,
big bag.
yeah, I was gonna say the money's just crazy, so I can't even blame them for doing it. But it's just like they do stuff it down your throats nowadays with how many like ads. Like all during the Super Bowl was about bets,
And
parlays,
Timo.
Yes.
then Timu
Which
too.
I
But
have
like
not bought anything from
anything,
myself.
game starting up, the betting spread 7.5.
But that's because
You want to gamble on what color the Gatorade is after the Super Bowl?
Yep.
You can.
But that's because, like they said, it's just a big bag there. That's what people don't
Yeah.
understand.
Yeah.
The
Yeah.
money is the most important thing for the sport.
And sometimes you
Because-
got a team to feed.
We like to see free agency. We like to
you got
see
5 stars to pay.
Yeah.
the league got to make money. So just like our podcast.
Yeah, we're gonna run an ad in a second.
We did on our last podcast. We did a cup of noodles. You know how many cup of them noodles I ate?
0 for me.
0.
Yeah.
0.
Yeah.
But that it was on the table. I was saying it wasn't a cup of noodles. Eating
Yes,
that.
sir.
Yes.
But
Yes,
in order
sir.
for me to do the show for the fans who love it, I gotta be able to support myself.
Yeah.
So guess what? We did it, damn it.
Back to the free throw thing, because I think it's interesting because the NBA and the committee decided that they're going to try to do something to adjust for the offensive firepower that's in the association. And this might be step one by changing the way the league has been officiated. Now, I've noticed it a little bit, especially when I've been watching DeMar DeRozan for the past week. Player of the week, by the way. Some of the moves that DeMar DeRozan notoriously gets fouled on has not been called. And again, the stats are proving that they're attempting 5
Well, we just had a
less
game
free
where
throws.
my team had 70 points.
And the other team had it was the
73.
first game since both teams scored below 80 since like 2016.
Yeah, which is insane. So
They
I
actually played
personally
again tonight.
have liked it. I think it's been cool. I think that we've got some closer games and I can't prove that. The stats might say otherwise, but just the eye test for me I'm enjoying it a little bit more.
It
That's
do
all.
seem like there's
Which is all
more
that
competitive
matters.
games.
Yeah.
The eye test is all that matters in your enjoyment. Because you're supposed to enjoy basketball.
Yes, you do. Yes, you should. Which I was wearing the same hoodie as Mike when we walked in today, and enjoy basketball hoodie, and I had to take it off because it's
They need
already a
some new
bunch of
ones.
jokes. We went. You missed our brunch, and in our brunch we were talking about Tyler and John, how they have like a little bromance, and he gonna say, "Well, theirs is bigger than Mike and KB's, and that's saying something or something like that." And like, yeah,
And Danny gonna look at me and
Yeah,
say,
cut that out.
Who your couple? I said, probably Darrick.
probably
or Kyrie.
Darrick. Yeah, probably Darrick.
Darrick, my boy.
Last thing
But he
before
don't be
we,
on the game like Kyrie.
yeah, true. He be streaming now.
He do. I was in there.
I saw you had the packs of people up in your chat the other day.
Oh yeah.
What happened? It was talking crazy.
It was just I don't know. It was I got a wave of like weird people.
Yes, he
That
did.
just came in there just.
You're such a calm streamer. I can't wait till they break you.
Because it's got to happen.
It's going to happen.
It's
Just
gotta
like Mike.
happen.
Mike used to be the same way. And I love it because, people always just come on the podcast like I'm just this hot, crazy guy. But it's like you just got to catch people on the right day. Mike and you sometimes, even KB, y'all like to try to keep it in as much as y'all can. But when you poke enough, it's going to come out. And I've seen Mike. Mike now is at the point where he don't care. He'll get in there and just be like, bro, get him out of here, man. Shut up, man. Damn. I'll be like, damn, that's Mike. Your day is coming.
Smalls came in there and like banned him.
Yes, he did. I saw that.
And I was just like,
I had time one of them out.
It was
but-
crazy because KB found out he was mod, and I was like, ain't no way D Mills modded KB.
Yeah, did
I
you
did.
mod me personally?
Yeah, I did.
Oh,
Okay.
shit.
All right, he done leveled
told
up.
me.
I didn't know he could do that.
You told me to one day. You was
Yeah.
like, bro, why I'm not? You said, why am I
Did
not
you-
a mod? And I
Did
just
you
did.
hear when that? So you rated somebody, and before you rated him, you were like, "This my first time rating somebody. I ain't never done that before."
Yeah.
Dude got the rate. He's like, "This my first time getting the rate."
And he was like, I've never rated nobody either.
Hey, you know what I said in Discord?
What?
Y'all took each other's V card.
Oh, yeah. I didn't even know how. I was sitting there at the screen waiting for a second, and like, you have to hit start
You have
rate.
to
I
hit-
didn't know that.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and then
I
if you
thought
don't
Did you-
end stream, it'll pop back up. And there's been times, I think it was with Pierre, where Pierre left to do something. He walked back in his room. I'm like, P, your stream is still going on right now. I ain't want to get like
I
butt
did
ass
that- I
naked
did
or
that
something.
too.
That would have been so crazy. Somebody get off stream, they just start digging in their nose. Look at it, do this.
No, the number one thing I do when I end stream, I don't know, it's just a conscious. I unplug the camera link.
I turn my camera off too because I
Yeah.
just don't like it running.
I put my
hot.
cap on my lens.
Oh yeah, I don't know. I'm just scared of somebody hacking into my camera. I don't know why. I've always been like, what if somebody just hack into my computer?
John hacking in.
You watched the movie in 2008. That's why. Movie in 2008. But every hacking thing is like, yep, we got him. We in.
Yeah, I turn my camera. Whenever I do a video or stream and I'm not using the camera no more, I turn it right off. I don't know. Because, I don't like the lights on. So once I'm done filming, I could turn all my lights off and the camera don't need to be on it either. But yeah, that's also a good thing because, your shit would still be streaming. But
The last thing before we get to our break.
they going to break you. He was in there talking about, just everybody got their own opinion. It's a difference in opinion. All right, we'll see how that is. You keep streaming. Watch.
The Kobe statue was finally put outside the Staples Center.
Yeah,
And
man.
There are a lot of things wrong with it.
There's some things that are spelled wrong.
Jose Calderon's name is spelled wrong.
Only what these
It
hoes
was
say.
Jose Calder's son is how it was. Von Wafer's name was spelled incorrectly. It was Vom Wafer, and instead of coach decision, it says coach something wrong. They had 3 different typos on this, and they came out and said that they're working on it. They've known it for months, and now they're working on it. And I don't know the process of creating a statue,
Yeah.
right? It might take 6 months to do it. I don't know. I just thought, how the hell did we get this far without them? Like, you know what I'm saying? Even
Verifying the
before
spelling.
Jose Calderon's name spelled wrong.
Yeah.
Coach decisions spelled wrong.
That's just unexpected.
That's crazy.
Somebody had one job
Yeah.
Yep.
and they messed up.
Which was to type it. There was probably somebody to proofread it, and then there was probably somebody to proofread it one more time before we put it through. Proofreading is important, but especially with that, I don't even feel. I be going over. I research words that I know how to spell before I put a video out if it's in the title, just to be double.
That's not even like I feel like
yesterday I
proof-
had discrepancies.
That's
in my
just
title.
somebody had to look at it and be like, "That's not who Jose Calderon." Like you just had to know who that was to understand that's not. That's
So we
not how
need
you spell it.
basketball people to make the statue.
Yeah, apparently.
That's it. Let's hear from our sponsor.
Why should you bet with Caesars Sportsbook? 2 words, Caesars Rewards. Every bet brings you closer to the type of benefits only Caesars can offer. Hotel stays, VIP experiences, sports and concert tickets, and more. It's not just an app, it's an empire.
Gotta talk about pressure. Everybody's under some type of pressure in life, right? What's the thing that's giving you the most pressure right now?
Going to the gym, that's giving me pressure.
See, there you
Did
go.
you actually end up going? I don't remember you ever talking about it.
No, I woke up too late for me to go.
The runs were over.
What's the pressure for you?
Being a dad.
Yeah,
Pressure of being a dad.
that'll do it.
Yeah.
Oh,
I think about caring for this being for at least 18 years, that'll do it. It's a lot of pressure. At least 18. The way things are happening, probably going to be 25, 30, because it's hard to buy houses.
Y'all so seamless, though. Shouldn't be no pressure. Y'all doing it.
It
You
still
doing
feels-
it and doing it and doing it well.
I still think that's just something that just gives me a little anxiety sometimes.
We had a little conversation about
yeah,
that
we
on the
do.
way to play golf the other night. It's a little anxiety and fatherhood. You know what I'm saying? It's just the way it is. Y'all you understand one day. You understand one day. You understand one day.
Yeah, I will, but I think I'm gonna be a different dad.
Just no, hell no. Ain't no dad did not have any anxiety if they
I'm
were
gonna
present.
I'm gonna have anxiety.
they were
I'm saying.
present.
If they were present. You know, deadbeats ain't gonna have no anxiety. They ain't got no pressure.
They just gone.
They just gone.
That's
Yeah.
crazy. Now that shit, I can't. Not
I
to
still
swag,
can
like,
never fathom. I
can't wrap my mind around that. How can you create a life and be like, what's the dude?
That just disappeared.
I know you're talking about.
Yeah.
That's crazy. I damn near, I don't want somebody watching my shit, like my stuff. Like, hey Mike, I'm gonna leave my gym bag with you while I go run to the store. Just that responsibility. I'm like, damn. I hope Mike ain't having a hard time watching my bag. You know what I mean? I hope Mike don't lose my bag. Let alone like, hey, I'm finna go over here to the store.
Go get some milk. I'll be back.
That pack of cigarettes.
That's crazy.
Like, Pops, you ain't smoked in 40 years. Yeah, I'm going to go get some cigarettes. Anyway, pressure. I'm going to give you an NBA team. You tell me on a 1 through 10 how much pressure is on this team to compete, to win a championship, whatever you may fathom. The Boston Celtics.
A
30.
10.
Damn. 30 and a 10.
30.
Yeah, I think this is one of those
Meter
years
broke.
You have to execute. One, the window isn't that big. Like cap wise, they're gonna have to execute in these next 2 years because they're not gonna be able to keep the same core together, especially with Tatum being paid. Derek White and Drew Holiday's contracts are both gonna end up being up.
Jaylen Brown got paid.
Jaylen Brown already got paid. So like this right now is your window within these next 2 seasons in order to execute and hit it. And if you don't, you're going to look back at it and say, damn, we had a stacked team and we didn't execute when we had the chance to do it.
That'll probably make people panic too. If you can't win with this team,
Yeah.
they're gonna probably review themselves and be like, man, we got to shake something up.
I would go 9 just for the slight fact that they do have more than just 1 year. This is not the last year for them. So I could say that, yes, the pressure is on them, but it's not like this is the only year they got to do it.
It's now or next year. If they don't hit on those, and it's just like, damn, what do we do?
Yeah, I understand what Mike's saying.
Yeah.
But I'm staying on like 30 just because you're the best team in the league. You were the best team on paper. You have.
Yep, your top 2 in offense and defense.
You just went to the finals a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and then you upgraded the team. So it's a better team than that finals team.
And you almost got swept by an 8 seed.
So if you don't win now, the pressure just doubles, and it's really going to start to make you panic. Like, that's usually what happens. Teams
It's
start
hard
to
to-
panic.
Panicking in their aspect is like, is Jaylen Brown and Jason Tatum the 2 that we should keep?
That's
That was
what-
And you
already
don't-
the conversation before they
That's
even
they-
got to
that's
It's
it.
so
man.
hard to think that like the Celtics won't be successful. Thinking like the defense they have for a 7-game series, Drew Holiday and Derek White locking in on you on your guards who mostly creating. That's tough as hell to go against
I
for a
agree with
7-game series. I know the West is a little bit different, but I just can't. I can't imagine them going out any way they did kind of last year. You know.
No, I agree. I still think they're the favorite, but it's some teams are just creeping. That's all.
Yeah, I don't know. That game against the Nuggets was like, damn, okay. If y'all match up with Jokic, this is the problem. If
The
y'all
Cavs have torched.
now,
Haven't the Cavs torched their ass before this year?
The Cavs get that 20-point
maybe.
comeback a couple nights ago,
Oh yeah,
about
the
a week or
Cavs
so
did
ago.
do that. Yeah, shout out to Max.
yeah.
Well, it was Max Strus.
No,
game,
that
right?
was Dean Wade.
Yeah, that was Dean Wade.
The Max Strus game was against the Dallas Mavericks.
Yes, they had both of those. They had 2 of those same games in the same week.
Isn't that crazy?
Yeah,
Next team, tell me what the pressures for the OKC Thunder.
I would say it's more like a 5.
Wow.
I think for them, this is just this is like their honeymoon phase. They kind of got there. This is their first time getting there. First taste of success. I know they've been through this rebuild for a few years now, and now it's just like, okay, we here. We want to try to compete, but if we don't, we know we're still young, youthful. We're still developing. Our front office still probably got some moves they can make with all these draft picks. This isn't the home run year for them. I think they still got some years ahead of. They got some time to where they could be patient.
That's why I feel like it was more like a 2 or 3.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Personally.
that's true.
I would
I
go
think
like
that there's
I would definitely-
pressure to win at least a playoff series.
yeah.
But that's pretty much.
I was about to go 1 because it's their first year, really young, it's one of the youngest teams in the league. And honestly, I was gonna say it's probably cooler to see if they can get over that hump. We usually don't see younger teams get to a semi-conference finals or the conference finals or anything like that. Usually, it's the more vetted teams.
Yeah, so maybe I'll tweak mine. It'll probably be more like a 2. It wouldn't be as high as a 5 then.
I agree. I think they are how Mike was kind of looking at the Celtics a little bit, whereas like they gonna be good.
They gonna be good for as long as they got Shea, Chet, and J Dub. They gonna be.
That's
good.
the only pressure is for Shea to have good playoffs because that's gonna be if he didn't. That's all they gonna use then. Which I hate.
Yeah.
You can't. Once you become an elite player, you can't. You got to be elite every day of your life.
Because you remember in the play-in last year, he almost had his eyes gouged out and had a bad game, and people still talking about that.
Well, if you ask
You can't trust them. He ain't done nothing in the playoffs.
Well, his life is consistent, so you got to expect his playoffs to be consistent.
Damn, I ain't know your partner was gonna be with you.
He said that everything he eats is consistent.
He said his sleep is consistent, which it seems
That
kind of
can't
hard.
surprise you.
It do a little bit.
He's an NBA player.
I know, but like I don't know.
Nutritionist, paid chef.
But still, it can't be. Well, maybe my definition of consistent is like eating the same 3 meals every day.
Oh no, I just think he mean
consistently getting.
I'm not finna
When he
be
said his
eating
sleep
that
schedule,
bullshit.
when his sleeping was consistent, I was like, how is that possible as an NBA player? It's like y'all travel so much, y'all flying. Like,
But his consistency may be different than our consistent.
Because this is his job.
True.
He's probably getting his 8 hours in. It's just maybe not together.
Yeah.
Girl, it's harder for you to get your 8 hours because you live a normal life
Yes, that's true.
compared to his.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? NBA player, the world stopped for them.
Hell yeah. And their games ain't till like 7, 8
I know
o'clock
a
at
lot
night.
of NBA players got to take naps before their
No,
games.
they're big
bro.
nap people.
Yeah.
Huge
You
nap
got
people.
to, bro.
Watch that Tyson Chandler day in the life.
Some of them don't go a day without a nap.
I mean, a lot of times,
I mean,
like you
it
said,
makes
they
sense.
catching flights back, and they might not get home till 2, 3 in the morning or something
Morning
like
practice, shoot around.
You got all
go
that.
home,
You're gonna be
eat,
tired.
Sleep.
Yeah, and like just playing a game of basketball is exhausting.
Yes, it is. We running 2.5 miles a day, basically.
Yeah.
And that's just the distance. That don't count for cuts. That don't count for
They don't
getting in the
count
stands.
Getting knocked on your ass a few times.
Yeah.
Like,
Get well soon, Steven Adams. Next team, Milwaukee Bucks.
where'd that come from?
Miss Steven Adams.
That I was trying to figure out the correlation.
Yeah.
You said the Milwaukee Bucks.
Milwaukee Bucks.
An 8, 9. They traded for Damian Lillard. It's starting to look a little bit better than it did at the beginning of the season. Everything's starting to gel. Dame seems to be getting his confidence back at the right time. And I guess it's just kind of showing why you got to sometimes just be a little patient. It was a little shaky. I still do think the defense with him and Malik Beasley still will be a little shaky. We saw it against the Lakers where down the stretch of the game, D'Lo just hunted for Dame and ended up actually hitting the game winner on him because he had Malik Beasley. He set the screen and got the switch. And it's just like those type of moments is like in a playoff series, teams can really scheme against that. And like it do make you worry a little bit about it.
I
What
would
number
go,
you gave it?
8 or 9.
I would go 9. And part of that, or a majority of the reason is that their role player, like supporting cast, is really old. Like Brook Lopez is going to be like, if they don't get it done this year, Brook Lopez is obviously going to get older. Chris Middleton's going to get older. Dame is going to get older too.
Yep.
And it's just like we're kind of losing that window. And Brook Lopez, honestly, I think is one of the best things that ever happened, I think, with Giannis.
Yes.
Is having somebody who can, protect the rim, but also stretch the floor and then clog it up. So I'm going to go for like a 9.
I think I agree with Mike, man. I think I'm going with 9. A lot of mixed factors. The fact that, the supporting cast is extremely old. It's not much wiggle room with, like, the things you'll be able to do to make adjustments in the offseason. I think the fact that Chris Middleton is still, out of the lineup and we don't have a full view on him. I don't know how to gauge him. So even if it didn't go right, it's easy in a hypothetical lane. Just go and make a move with Chris Middleton. But I don't even know what people will perceive of Chris Middleton.
He
On
just
the
signed
open
his
market.
Niggas got that
extension,
30 M.
Yeah. You just fired a coach. Then you traded a guy who was a big factor in y'all's success to a rival who could win. So that's it's a lot, man. So I'm gonna go 9. And then on paper, we all walked into this thinking that this duo was gonna seamlessly fit in and shit was just gonna fall together. So I think they're on a 9.
Yeah, especially now that you added Doc Rivers to the fight. I think there's a lot of I think that kind of like naturally just adds a lot of pressure to him. Like he has to come in now and take this team to where they want to be when he didn't even get a chance to like come in and like start with this team. I feel like it's a different thing when you come in the beginning, got a whole off season to work on things, implement your strategies and game plans and all that stuff. But when you come in the middle at All-Star break, that's a lot of pressure on you to be like, okay, I got to go compete for a championship. There's no like beginning of this.
They desperately need Chris Middleton back, man.
Yeah, they do.
Even if it's 70% of him, that would just be an extreme
third
upgrade.
Shot creator
right?
That could just do something for him. There's no other shot creation out of Giannis and Dame. That team is all just shooters and them two.
Denver Nuggets, what's the pressure meter on them?
I mean, they did just win it, but I would still put it like an 8 or 9 because this is a team that's they're not looking to just get by or like a second round exit isn't like the ceiling for them that they will be happy with. They would still want to go and get the championship. They have the best player in the league. Once you have the best player in the league, you now have that pressure on you to consistently win.
I say this is a 3. Just won a championship. Jokic is slowing down no time. Jamal Murray slowing down no time. I think for the most part, you got everybody really tied up. I think KCP will be on a player option after this season, which you'll probably accept. You still got Peyton Watson and Brown who are taking extreme steps. Everybody is really going up besides like Zeke Naji is the only person who ain't went to the place that people probably projected or thought. I think this team is still going to be a factor for the next few years. So because you won one, you got that monkey off your back, and you're still showing that you're going to be in the conversation for this one. If a team like the Clippers did get hot in the playoffs and was able to get past them, I don't think it's a big deal where we like, oh my gosh, the Nuggets need to go and desperately make a move. It'll have to be somebody just dominating, the three of those guys just killing, or that's the only way I can really see it. I mean, with Karl-Anthony Towns now being out, OKC in their youthfulness and not really having an answer for Jokic, I really don't see.
The Clippers are like their main threat.
And that's even like, that's just a hypothetical of them really catching fire. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? Unless they get matched up with like a Durant and the Suns at the bottom, and they just. But even then, that's just so extreme. So I don't really see the meter being that high for them. This is probably one of my lowest teams. To be honest with you,
I would go like a 5 because they've just been playing too good, coming off a championship, and they still look like the favorite. Like we probably all think that they look like the team that's going to go to the finals out west, and they have the ability to win it too. Take advantage. I mean, like, this team is really, this one of the better, like, cohesive teams that gets it down the stretch. You have an MVP player, MVP type player, and, like, the best surrounding pieces. Take advantage. I think there is a pressure on them to get it done for a back-to-back.
Winning the championship is hard. Winning 2 championships in a row is harder. Even the San Antonio Spurs, who we talk about them being a dynasty, never won it back-to-back years, right? So my pressure will probably be around a 3 or 4. Their core is still together.
Wasn't Ray Allen one of those shots that prevented it?
Yes.
That was.
Here's a stat from our team over at Omaha, and y'all, there's a little piece of trivia about the Denver Nuggets. Nikola Jokic and Jamal Murray are the 4th pair of teammates with 25 and 10 assists in multiple games in NBA history. They did it last night versus the Raptors. Can y'all give me the other pair of teammates to have multiple games of 25 and 10?
LeBron and Kyrie.
No. It's a tough list, man. It's a really tough list. One of them is active at this moment.
It has to be 10 assists?
10 assists or more.
Okay.
A 25-10 game from assists, teammates. One active duo.
KD and D-Book?
No.
DeJounte and Trey?
No. Not a bad guess, though, when you think about it.
It's not Brunson and Randall, right?
No.
LeBron and D'Lo?
No. Doesn't it feel like it should be more people, though?
Yeah.
25 and 10?
So in just a game, right?
Just twice, but you had to do at least more than once.
Oh, more than one.
More than once.
Jimmy and Bam?
No.
They're an active duo.
One active duo.
Like, is it a known duo, or is it going to be like a weird one?
It's not weird. These are stars.
Tyrese and Joel.
No.
Giannis and Dame.
Giannis and Dame has done it twice this year.
They did do it twice this year. I forgot.
He said, they did it December 22nd. The other 2, y'all, we're not going to get to, so I'll give you. It was Clyde.
What one was it? Oh.
Clyde Drexler and?
Sabonis?
No. Clyde Drexler and?
Terry Porter?
Terry Porter.
Yeah.
And then Jerry West and?
Elgin Baylor.
Elgin Baylor. That's the list. The next team, y'all tell me the pressure of Cleveland Cavaliers. Now their pressure might not be to win a championship, but like their pressure is
well.
adjusted. Yeah.
10. They need to get out of that first round, man.
Yeah.
They need to get out of that
I'm not
first
mad
round.
at that.
I was going to put it at like a 6 just because of that. I just feel like they have to come out and just execute. Last year they were a first round exit.
That's 6?
Yeah.
To get out of the first round?
Yeah, I think
After lose? So
because I'm kind of gauging both. I don't want to kind of put them. I feel like when I start putting them at like that 10 or so range, I think I'm feeling like I'm putting pressure on them to win a championship.
no, we're exclusively. He just said it. We're not talking about the winning championship.
Oh well, if it's just to prove themselves in the playoff, then yeah, it's like a 10.
No. What do you when you look at the Cavaliers? What do you gauge them and say that this is what they should do?
I think they should just have a good playoff run. I don't think they are a team.
So if they got out of if they didn't get out the first round for 2 years in a row now, what do you walk away and say?
They have to get out of there now this year.
How would you react though if they didn't get out the first round?
I'll be like, damn, now they got to make something happen to the roster.
That's why I gave them a 10.
Especially because like
I'm only gauging teams on what they are.
I'm looking at, and it is only if it started today. It would technically they would play the Sixers. I'm thinking Sixers probably could drop. So maybe it's like the Pacers or like the Heat or something like that. Cavs should pull out that series. You know, like I have confidence in them too.
The Heat are back to playing dog shit basketball though.
But it's such a crazy. They do this. How do they go? They go through stretches where they look good.
Who was that? They lost to the Wizards.
They lost to the Wizards.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Wizards. Yeah.
Then they go through stretches where they just look bad.
Yeah. Jimmy Butler said it's time to turn it on, and he was right for about a week and a half. Now they're 0-3 in their last 3.
Sorry, Smalls.
Yeah, it's an unexcusable loss against the Wizards.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kyle Kuzma and Jordan Poole, who both been playing good since the All-Star break. Did you give a Cavs one a number?
I'm gonna go like an 8 because I mean we're setting the standards for at least getting out the first round, which they had a little trouble too. I'm hoping they can push it past the second round. I'm gonna go like 8.
This offseason gonna be busy.
I was 8 too. Yeah.
This offseason gonna be busy, boy. It's a lot of
I would hope
teams.
so.
A lot of teams ain't doing what they need to do.
Minnesota Timberwolves.
To win a championship, it would probably be like a 4. But like
Everybody
to
ain't gonna win-
gauge,
everybody not gonna win a
I was gonna give both, but like to gauge them on like playoff success and like what I would expect for them, it would probably be like an 8.
I'm giving them a 4.
Yeah, I would go for it too for this.
I'm
one.
not. I don't. My meter is just on a team pressure. I'm not gauging championship. They're not a championship team, and they just lost Carl Anthony Towns. So my pressure drops. I'm not
Right,
going
yeah.
here.
If they're not healthy,
they don't.
Yeah,
I just
one of
want to
their
see them
best 3
perform
players.
like well in the playoffs.
As
I
a
feel-
fan, right?
Yeah.
This is what you're saying.
I feel like usually the last couple of years they've kind of had like the wrong end of the stick when it comes to like getting out of the play-in or doing this or like getting out of the first round. Like we're not looking at them like they're actually making progression. I need them to have it like we're here. You know, we don't need any more years. Like we're a legit team now.
Yeah,
It's gonna be tough though when they don't have Cat. If
It
they don't
is.
have Cat, so
Right.
that's why I dropped it to a 4. Because if they dropped in the first round, I don't think I'm walking away like, man, this team ain't real because they didn't have Cat.
Nah, yeah,
Well,
you're
they
right.
do. They don't
I just
have
want to
them
see
at
the fight.
100%.
I got to just see the fight.
And it's how yes, this
And
also
also, I think you get to see like Anthony Edwards in this type of light in a playoff game or like a playoff round. I think that should be fun too to see.
But I'm also pumping my brakes on that because
He averaged 30 last year in the playoffs.
Without
he's
Cat, it can be. I think it could be a lot easier to guard him and contain him. And I'm not gonna be one of those people that's walking away from that. Like, look, he got exposed. So it's tough for me to really gauge them.
I would say with Cat, the pressure to have a run outside of the first round is like a 7 or 8.
I would
me
agree.
personally.
I would agree.
Because making the playoffs, you've done that for 2 years in a row now.
Yep.
That's just you didn't give up 4 first-round picks for Rudy Gobert to make the playoffs. You did it to go on a run. And again, they can't control Cat's health. So if Cat is not there, there's no pressure. No, I don't expect anything without their second best player on the court. You know, I don't expect anything if they're missing a 50, 40, 90 candidate all-star, an all-NBA caliber player at this point.
Yeah.
So it's really dependent on Karl Anthony Towns' health at the end of the day because they built their team around having all 3 of them healthy.
Yeah.
Next team, New York Knicks.
Probably like a 3 or 4. They're not a team that I don't really think there's much pressure on them because I feel like their roster's kind of set. I don't really see them making any drastic moves. I kind of feel like also I think they're also happy with where they are right now.
I'd say 6 or 7. It's tough right now just because of all of the injuries, and I don't really know
I know OG is coming back tonight.
Mm-hmm.
Randall.
Y'all might put up more than 70-some points,
Right.
baby. Maybe.
But we invested
Or
so
they
much.
just hold the other team under 60.
Yeah,
Well,
it's
gee.
possible too.
We invested so much by going out and get OG, going out and get Burks and Bojan. So that's where I see the pressure at, because if you do all that and you're a first round exit, it's definitely going to get looked at funny in that light.
Yeah.
And because our injuries aren't like catastrophic like a Joel Embiid and Cat, it makes me kind of like, I can't go as far as like, man, we ain't got no pressure like Cards and Towns and the Timberwolves. But I also can't look at us like, man, we desperately have to do this or that, because we are missing legitimately right now 2 starters. We're missing Mitchell Robinson and we're missing Julius Randle, and we still don't have the update on if Randle is getting surgery.
That's what I was just Googling.
It's just like I have no idea. So, but I definitely don't want to act like we have no pressure. It's the New York Knicks. It's always going to be some pressure, and because we did make it out the first round last year, to then lose in the first round this year would technically be taking a step back. So I think it's pressure to build on what we did last year, and if not, kind of repeat it. You know what I'm saying? At the least, we have to win our first round matchup, and with the Sixers and all of these other teams being right there, and even us not really solidifying our spot because of the injuries, we could easily match up with a Cavaliers team again, or have to face a Miami Heat team in the first round. And if you're not healthy and you're facing those teams, it can get a little critical.
Yeah, I would go like a 3-2. I agree with what Pierre is saying. Like, you would just hate to see the Knicks take a step back after so much has been done for y'all to get better.
Yeah.
You know, the Julius thing kind of hurts, but y'all still do have enough. Y'all still, especially to get, I think, the first round.
Depending on who we play.
Yeah, I think that the Knicks season is just about building on what they started last year. Mm-hmm. So I would put the pressure around 6.5, maybe a 7. But again, if Julius Randle uploaded something on Instagram yesterday, I guess, because this is me Googling. I ain't been looking at his story like that, of him playing tennis, and he's doing his forehands with the injured shoulder.
What are the time we live in?
I don't know. I don't know
Just
what to
say
think.
something. Look, I'm going to show them I'm doing this tennis shit to show I'm ready.
We got the Clippers.
This is like a 10.
Right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It's a lock for a 10.
Yeah.
You can't go through all these seasons of coming up short, especially when you gave all that draft capital to OKC, and you did a lot in order to build this roster, and now it's like, this is the time. Especially now that you got James Harden. You've been lacking PG play for the last few years. You now have a all-star caliber PG and James Harden. Mm-hmm. And you also got Russ, Norman Powell. So like, this is like your window now in order to do it.
Yeah, I agree. I think it's a 10. I think that they are under some of the most pressure in basketball. New arena and all of that stuff is kind of alleviating a little bit. Like, hey, we can get our fans back interested because next year we got a new arena. But what is this, year number 5 of this pairing? They got one conference finals appearance, which is dope. Like, a lot of teams don't even get to the conference finals. But now it's like we're relatively
On the back
healthy.
of Paul George, mind you.
Yeah, Paul George did play
Can we
two
just see
of those games.
one playoff run where both them finish it out? Even if they lose in the second or third round, I always just feel like we start getting a really good series, and then halfway through, it's like, Kawhi not coming back.
Man, they got double pressure. They got to win a championship, and they both got to play. I agree.
If
They ain't finished the series. Yeah, what's the last time that happened?
if they come up short, do y'all think there's any chance Paul George doesn't sign the extension?
Nah.
Is there a chance? I think there's a chance. I think it's a low chance.
I think they California boys. So I think that's just the fact that they're at home. If this is like OKC, then I guess he had the threat of him going back home. But where is he gonna go?
Philadelphia.
Nah, I just stay in LA. If you told me Sacramento was in play, sure. I don't think they leaving to go across the. I don't think so. Damn sure not going back to Indiana. I've been there. I know he ain't going.
He himself said,
Yeah.
"I'm tired of All-Star Weekend being in these Coast cities."
So I'm just going to quickly go through it. Y'all just give me a name. I mean, like, the Orlando Magic, that's really no pressure. First year.
Zero.
Exactly. Indiana Pacer, any pressure for y'all?
No pressure.
Miami Heat, any pressure?
Yeah.
Yeah. There's
Okay,
some
let's
pressure.
talk it.
Just because they were a team that was in the finals last year, so I think there has to be some added pressure. And just their season has been a little underwhelming. Like, I know they had the big turmoil in offseason. They lost a lot of key guys, but they seem to always have been a team that no matter what they had on their roster, they managed to make it work around they guys that they have. And they haven't been healthy a lot of the season. Guys have been always in and out of the lineup. So if they get healthy and it all start clicking at the right time, they're a dangerous team. But as of right now, It just looks like they're a team that could potentially underperform.
I agree with Darrick. I think it's pressure just because they did go to the finals last year. You talk to the people inside their fan base, and they expect a playoff run, and they expect better, and they expected them to be higher in the seeding, and Jimmy Butler to take things a little bit more serious or have a little bit more urgency. They went out, they traded for Terry Rozier, which means that they felt the same way as an organization. Whenever you have these type of things, that show that you think that y'all are in place to compete. And I don't know, man. I always thought they was behind the 8 ball just because of how magical last year were, that if they weren't coming out on some we going to be a top 4 type team in the East, then I kind of went big on buying into the Heat this year unless they came out and set the tone early. Just because to make that your mantra, it's like that's what we're going to try to do.
We're going to take the toughest battle
underdog.
every year.
Yeah, it's
Underdog
tough.
mentality.
And Jimmy Butler is trying to buy into that, and all the talking he does adds the pressure. You know what I'm saying? And he rightfully so can talk. I'm not saying in that type of way.
Yeah, I feel like the pressure kind of comes from is just because they always find a way to pull it off. I don't think nobody ever looks at this Miami Heat roster and is like, this is that team that's going to take them to the final. Like they just end up getting it done. So
You got to respect them.
I'd say just probably like a 3 or 4, just because we know realistically they're probably not going to make much noise, but they find a way to get it done.
If they upset one of those top teams, this would be ridiculous season once again by Eric Spoelstra and his coaching staff. Like, if they somehow beat the Bucks or the Celtics or even the Cavs, it's gonna be like, what the, how do they do it every offseason? How did postseason?
It would make me mad if they did.
Because like you would be like, where's is that all season? all regular season?
It would give them fool's gold to keep thinking that this is a method that can work.
I mean, if it keep working, is it fool's gold?
I mean, if they upset some, it's working if their goal is to upset somebody. If your goal is to win a championship, then technically it's not working. And it's probably not working because you're not taking enough shit serious in a real season to allow yourself to have the advantages that the teams who work hard all year get.
Yeah.
I don't think their goal is to, man, if we can take the Bucks to 6 games, I don't think that's a shit. I think that's just a cool talking point, but let them tell it they want to win a championship.
Yeah.
So
you can't have a championship mentality while not taking a regular season serious.
yeah, everything just has to have a healthy balance. I don't think they got to go out and say they're trying to win 70 games.
Yeah.
But damn, you don't want home court advantage.
It wasn't too long ago where they were the 1 seed. Was that 2 seasons ago? They went into the postseason as the 1 seed.
Was that 2 seasons ago or was that 3?
I think it was 2 years ago.
I thought that was the year they were in the bubble.
Let me double check.
But yeah, I just think
COVID be mixing years up.
it does for me for sure. It really does for me, man. Even when we was doing the 2K covers, I'm like, damn, what was we playing in COVID? Like, who was on the cover during COVID?
It was 2 years ago. They won 53 games, 53 and 29, the 21-22 season.
And that was when Jimmy didn't hit that 3.
Yep.
In order, okay.
That pull up, boy.
Against the Celtics.
He said, when I pull up.
Damn, we would have got the Heat versus the Warriors in that.
And the Warriors would spank them.
Yeah, that would have been cooked.
Next team, the Philadelphia 76ers.
There's no pressure at this point.
Without Joel?
No.
No.
No Joel.
Yeah, same thing as Timberwolves.
Right.
Tyrese finna go out there and get buckets. That's all it's
gonna
finna be.
get double teamed.
Kelly Oubre still out there too.
Yeah.
Tobias Harris, they gonna get their 20.
They're gonna be
Kelly-
like everybody but Maxey is gonna beat us.
Anyone but him. Shout
Joe
out to Mr.
Mixon
Hudson.
to the Texans. Thoughts?
Love it.
I don't know.
Joe Mixon.
Bengals losing guys. Damn, they brought back T. Higgins on a franchise tag though. Can the Cowboys do something?
I thought T. Higgins requested a trade.
He did.
Probably because he got franchise tag.
Oh.
Didn't you quote it saying that him
Yeah.
in Chicago?
Yeah.
Man, I had him in
and DJ
fantasy. He
Moore.
had games we had 0 receptions.
You remember when I
that's
saved
true.
your season?
No.
Do you remember?
who won?
But
our
also
league?
Joe Burrow was hurt for
Who won?
So you
our-
get hold
who
on,
won our league,
P.
though?
Did you won the league?
Act like you know who won the league.
You
know
won the
damn-
league.
Yeah, I did.
You remember
He
when?
went from, "Did
You
you
remember
win?"
when
You won.
I picked up Brock Purdy off the wire or the
Yes.
waiver wires,
I remember this.
and I got a certain text from KB talking about some. Bro, do me a favor. You could potentially save my season.
You
He
didn't- you didn't save his season.
You didn't save my season.
I
I was still
did.
really bad.
I did.
But I was bad.
You
though.
were better though, because you wouldn't have been nowhere.
No, I ended like on a 7-game losing streak. I didn't do shit. I was bad.
I stopped keeping up. I just know I gave you Brock Purdy for nothing.
Oh, you did? What did you do? Just drop him? Or you traded?
No.
I
I
actually
just-
gave him Tank Dale, who had a couple really good games after the trade. So I thought it was relatively
Was he better than
fair.
Brock Purdy?
Patrick Mahomes was better than Brock Purdy.
Oh, yeah, that's true.
Pelicans.
So that might go.
Where
That might go.
where does their pressure start from?
That might go because Mike be on the Pelicans' ass.
I'm gonna go like a 6, and I say the pressure comes from their expectations are not that like crazy high for these other teams. Like other teams, I think we're looking to go to the conference finals or go to the semifinals. I think we're kind of like we don't know really how to gauge the Pelicans. So for them to come out and have a strong first playoff or a strong first round playoff matchup,
Yeah.
I think that would actually like prove something and like give somebody or give us a little bit more hope. So I'm gonna go like a 5.
I feel like we haven't gotten a healthy postseason from the Pelicans.
We haven't.
Someone's always been hurt. So this is probably one of the first ones potentially we're going to get. So I would say the pressure is probably like a 4 or 5 just to see them in the postseason, full health, full team.
Be the
and
first
to see what
time
they could do.
Zion has made the playoffs.
Yeah, I'm gonna go 7 just because I think it's so much chatter, even with how we talk about the Pelicans, because it's like this thing where you want to respect them because they're technically doing well, but it's also like we've talked about before where it's just like it just feels like some stuff is being left on the table. Like there's much more to this, and I think a good playoff run or a good playoff series, a strong enough series against whoever they match up with, will kind of silence that, especially if they come out on top and they win a series.
Yeah.
As like right now, they're the 5th seed.
Yeah, the fifth
Yes.
seed. They got a game and a half up.
So they would play the
They would play the Clippers in the first round.
shit. If they beat the Clippers,
I
though,
love that series.
See, I
I
think
love
that's the
that
thing.
series.
If they could beat one of these, because we look at the other
Hey,
teams like they
I don't
probably
even
could
want
beat
to
the
say
Pelicans.
beat. If they took this team to 6 or 7,
Yeah.
I'm like, okay.
Okay, yeah.
I agree because honestly, I was thinking that, like if they had a second round matchup and they lost to the Clippers, I wouldn't even be mad at them if they got past the first round. But it's like you might get the Clippers in the first round
We'll get the Zion matchup in this.
But now, what are you thinking if they lose in 5?
That's a good question.
to the Clippers in the first round. You just that team at that point is like the league is just they just might be a little bit better than y'all at that point. For a first round matchup, y'all just got smoked, and they weren't even the first seed. The Clippers were not even the first seed. They like the 3rd or 4th seed.
But it's like there's a gap though.
Yeah.
Like the Clippers can be the first seed in a week if they played well. You know
and
what
the
I'm saying?
Clippers, they have the talent of like a first seed as well.
They do.
It's a couple teams in the league with the talent of a first
That's
seed.
true, too. But that's what I'm
And-
saying. If they take them to 6 or 7, we're impressed.
Yeah.
Is it the opposite if they lose in 4 or 5?
No.
No. I'm not
Well,
impressed.
4, yes. Getting swept in the first round is crazy, regardless of what your talent pool is. Unless you're 1-8, you know what I'm
yeah.
saying? So I would be disappointed in a sweep. But losing in 5 to
I don't think out west we're
Clippers.
getting any sweeps.
say it again?
I don't think we're getting any sweeps out west in the first round.
Even out east, I wouldn't be surprised. Because right now Miami's 8.
The Bulls
Oh,
and
they would play
the
the
Bulls
Celtics.
and the Hawks
The Bulls are not making the playoffs.
are 9 and 10,
They're
right?
9 to 10.
Yeah, it's gonna be a sweep out there.
Yeah. No, but they just
No,
not
no,
gonna
the
make
Miami
it.
Heat.
The Miami Heat and
Oh,
the Pacers are the
right,
7,
right.
8 right
Because
now.
the winner would play the loser of that.
Right,
Yeah,
exactly.
you're right.
Exactly. I guess
If
it's
Miami
possible.
don't get their shit together, they'll let a Kobe White cook.
They would.
They was 2 minutes away from losing last
Yeah.
year.
But Max Strus happened.
Max Strus happened.
They don't got him
They
no
ain't
more.
got him no
Oh,
more.
yes. Yeah, they don't.
Who's their Max Strus? Oh, well, Duncan Robinson's
Robinson.
playing
Duncan
basketball
Robinson,
again.
yeah.
He's really good.
Or Jovic. Nikola Jovic just have the game of his career.
Does he play?
Yeah,
Yeah, he
he's,
starts.
he's been starting
He
now.
plays.
He starts now.
They still got Tyler Hero and everything.
Because I remember when I'm like, bro, why isn't this dude playing?
Yeah,
I like his game a
He's
lot.
he's worked himself into a rotational player for them now.
Damn, so I hope they do good because if they don't, he gonna get traded.
Yeah,
I forget
Teams
if
will
it's him
definitely
or
be calling
Jaime,
him.
but I think Jimmy got a picture. I want to say it's Jovic of. He got a picture of Jovic in his locker room. Yeah. That's just some Jimmy stuff.
What
to
a
do.
leader. Oh, man, what a leader. Next team, Phoenix Suns.
Well, I mean, it's high. You traded for Bradley Beal.
It's a 10.
Yeah, it's like
The
a 10.
10.
Yeah,
It's a
it's
10.
very high.
It's got to be a 10. It's too much top end talent for it not to be a 10. Kevin Durant is playing, and what's crazy to say right now, he is playing some of his best basketball ever.
Yeah, he is.
And he's
KD
what,
is hopeful.
35?
Yeah,
There's a ton, and it's an immense amount of pressure. You trade for Kevin, you lose in last year's playoffs. That's fine.
you trade for Bradley Beal.
And now you have
you
to.
have to execute.
And D Book is playing. I mean, he might miss the games, but he's playing all NBA level.
Yes,
And
he
this is one of those teams also where you have like both. A lot of those guys are making over 40 mil. Bradley Beal is what? Isn't Bradley Beal going to be their highest paid
One of
player?
the biggest contracts in basketball.
So like your cap room is very limited, just like it was this offseason where you had to bring in a bunch of guys on minimums. Gonna have to pretty much revamp that again this offseason. So their depth will always be in question.
Y'all kind of just blew me.
How?
Nikola Jovic is playing, but I thought he was playing.
He's starting.
Yeah, but it's like the last couple of games. His shit fluctuate. I just got excited for him.
He started over half the games he's played. I'm pretty sure.
He's only played like 30 games.
But how many did he start?
I need is 15 for the half.
Hey,
Over
under half.
Over.
Y'all just trust me.
Nah, I'm gonna go
No,
under,
I
under,
feel like
under, under, under.
Recently, I've seen him.
He
in the
started
starting
22 of the 30s.
Oh, okay,
Yeah,
I should
yeah,
start
see?
over.
But
See, them bets you be having,
what
they
you
don't be hitting
supposed
for
to be
me, so I ain't
on
want
with
to
him
trust
then?
it.
I don't know.
Because he'll start
He fans feel the exact same way.
He started a game and played 9 minutes. Like that's what I'm thinking. Like, is he playing? But like, yeah, he started a game and played 9
Well,
minutes.
it's situational in a lot of cases with
He
Spo.
started another game and played 14. Started a game, played 14. But I guess technically, sure, he's playing. But yeah, I want to see him like
Yeah.
unleashed.
No, you're right.
No, y'all was right. I mean, he started. he started. I just want to see my man's because I liked him when he played. Well, I guess that's majority of these guys. They go overseas for their home country and they get to really
Yeah.
sha sha. Even the World Baseball Classic, they go over there, they play with their home country and come back to the team. Damn, Moncada, what happened?
Yeah. What a rough season we're ahead for us. Anything else on the Suns?
No, just gotta execute now.
Sacramento Kings. Right now, 7th
Like
seed.
Like a 2.
Oh man.
I just the pressure is not really there because the expectations I think aren't really that high.
For me, it would probably be like a 5 or 6, just because it's based off the season they had last year. I think there's been a little bit of regression. I feel like the league around them has gotten better, and the league next year is only going to get better, especially with Memphis now being in the same conference as you. Memphis is coming, so like
Houston.
and you think, Houston will be better.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, so the West is only going to get tougher, so they have to find some way in order to compete with those other teams.
I agree with Darrick. Give me a 4 for them.
Because like if you end up just getting lost in a shuffle again where like everybody else is getting better and you just staying the same, that shit it don't balance.
And you want to strike gold while you have one of your important pieces on a rookie contract in Keegan Murray.
Yeah.
Because then before you know it, you blink and now he's gonna get paid real money and now you're real limited.
Now you losing Malik Monk because you had to pay Keegan
And you're good now, so you can't count on the fact that you'll get another lottery pick.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You got to kind of. It's kind of getting like football. When you get that quarterback on a rookie contract, you got to strike.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think eventually this might be their last happy to be here season. You know, they do a couple years of making the playoffs after missing it for so long. You're like, cool, but now it's like, can we compete?
Yeah, because I was gonna say if this year they matched up with somebody and they lost like 4-1 or 4-2, I probably wouldn't bat an eye to it. But if they had just multiple years and they just couldn't get over that hump, then yeah, I would probably look into it.
They got to make it, man.
But I agree with
Gotta win that
Darrick's
game.
point because last year you made it. You was on your thing.
I thought they had I thought they had
But now it's like you want to build on that. They're going the opposite way. They slow down because the West got better. Next year is going to be even better because you have a Memphis team. And now, damn, is you going to slip even more to a play-in team? So,
Dallas Mavericks.
Their pressure is probably like a 5 or 6 as well, just because they do have Kyrie and Luka. I feel like as long as you have those two, and they traded for Kyrie as well, so like it's a little tough. You made a big trade. You made another big trade at the deadline to go get PJ Washington and Daniel Gafford. So obviously, this front office feels like this is our window, and we had to come out here and capitalize and put the right team around Luka to give him the best chance. And like if you don't execute on that, you look back at it and say, "Damn, we lost some draft capital doing this." And I feel like whenever there's draft capital involved in building your roster, and like it wasn't made from like organically, there's pressure on you because those are opportunities where you could have brought in other guys and hit on other things. And
that's why I feel like I agree with what you're saying. Darnell Mooney's going to Atlanta, by the way.
Hopefully he can rejuvenate himself there.
That's why I give him more like an 8, honestly.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
Just because the way to make this roster better in the foreseeable future is just a lot tougher.
Yeah,
like they put all of their chips on the table and say, this is the team for Luka, now let's do it. Now recently a 3-game win streak after what? Like they lost 4 of the last 5. Before
and
that,
Gafford hasn't missed a shot.
Gafford
Man.
and Lively.
last night it was
Oh, my gosh.
unmessed with. A lot of it was
A
like,
buffet.
here's 2 to 3 bodies at Luka, and Luka obviously a willing passer, so he's just gonna give it up to the big man, and
I'm taking that.
there's no rim
If
protection.
I'm
in
Daniel
Chicago.
Gafford,
It's
I'm
like-
taking that.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he set the record for most consecutive made baskets at
Give
25.
me that.
I would go
That's
like
what you want when you play the
Yeah.
Bulls.
Yeah,
It's my easy Nate.
yeah. It's just
Boom speed.
his revenge too.
I would give it like
me
a
and
7.
Darrick told you he should have been starting.
This for sure feels like the best team, like weapon wise, around Luka. In terms
does.
of like he has Kyrie, he's got forwards who can they can be athletic and dunk the ball or catch lobs.
Versatile.
Yeah, versatile. He's got his bigs with him. Like this feels like a team that's like that's kind of made for Luka. So I'm gonna give it a 7. However, I still don't like have no confidence in them kind of getting to that champion or like getting to the finals.
I do think they're the team with the probably the biggest potential to like upset someone. Just because
They have the biggest over the Lakers or the Warriors.
I would take. Actually,
I think the
I
Lakers
think it's
do.
close.
Oh,
Between
surprise,
them and the
surprise.
Lakers. It's them and the Lakers.
Tell
It's
us.
them and the Lakers. It's actually close between them two.
Okay.
I wouldn't put the Warriors up there yet, though.
I like this team a lot. I would take them over the Lakers. I think they have a little bit of everything, and I feel more comfortable relying on their role players than the LA Lakers as of right now. I know D-Load's game got everybody, but there is a 82-game season, and a large portion of it, I don't know.
So
I
it's
love what they did though.
a lot
I
of
love-
football stuff happening.
They took a big risk. Come on, throw it out there.
Are the Bears doing anything?
The Cleveland Browns and Jameis Winston are closing in on a deal to
That
make
is-
him Deshaun Watson's backup quarterback.
That is big for them.
Okay.
He gon' remember me saying this on his podcast? He gonna take that job.
I don't be mad.
Clip it.
I don't
for the
care about
future.
the Browns.
Deshaun Watson,
I don't care.
he
about
just
the
makes so much money. It's gonna be tough. But
Yeah,
if
it's
he
gonna
don't
be-
start producing, because that team is ready to do something. You understand what I'm saying? I'll be thinking you know football, but you just play mad and one play guy.
I'm a 2-play guy.
Oh, okay.
2 plays
Look
with
at
3
you.
audibles.
Improving. Baby steps. KB, what's your thoughts on Tony Pollard going to the Titans?
I drafted him in fantasy a few years back, and he was pretty good for me. That's all I can really say.
Cowboy legend.
Last 2 teams,
That means Derrick Henry's out the door.
LA Lakers. What's the pressure, Mike?
I mean, there's-
Mike, what's the pressure?
He be ready though.
Yeah, I want to
My
give
bad.
Mike's opinion first.
It's a 10 because you got LeBron James. You still got LeBron James. You still got Anthony Davis. LeBron, obviously, he's on the last couple of years and still in the league, so you still want to capitalize on that. I like how we are starting to look better, though. Just like shots are starting to fall down, but you still got to get there before anything.
When you say 10 to win a championship, compete for a championship, or is theirs adjusted like some of the other teams?
I think for LA, I honestly think the goal is championship, regardless of like what the roster is looking like or not. Like, there's no really like in between for them.
So
Yeah.
if they don't win a championship, it is unequivocally a failure of a season.
I feel like that's just like the LeBron, like that's the thing that LeBron brings to
yeah.
a team is championship. or
So
bust.
was last year a failure? Because I remember a lot of Lakers fans being encouraged by last year. When y'all got the second half going, you had a nice little playoff thing. Even y'all got swept. Obviously, that was disappointing.
I think
But y'all was like, oh, we can build on that. Versus it being like, man, that's a failed
in
season.
the grand scheme of things for the Lakers, they wanted the championship. Obviously, the Nuggets kind of like they took that away. That's like the disappointing and the failure part. The successful part is that we came from the play-in and made it to the conference finals. I think that was more so the thing to celebrate.
I mean, there wasn't really much. I don't even think y'all really built on it, which is kind of like the disappointing part of it.
I think we're on the same track last year in terms of like we probably didn't start off the season too well.
Which
Not
is
as
so
bad as we
crazy.
did last year, but I think as of recent we've been coming around in terms of like being able to like play without LeBron James on the court, Anthony. Like we've been able to kind of turn pages and get better. So
I just don't know what's that answer for y'all to where LeBron does have to play at like all NBA LeBron the whole season, because obviously that's hard for him to do at 40. And Anthony Davis still gave y'all this great season, but like y'all still got off to that slow start, and it's just like y'all can't consistently come out and get slow starts and then try to flip it. At
yeah,
All-Star
I mean,
break.
like I said, we've been doing better. The biggest thing for us is just consistency.
Yeah.
We talked about earlier, like AD in his games, people wanted to be consistent. D'Lo, they wanted to be consistent. Everything just needs to be consistent. But I think what we were missing earlier was our role players playing well. I mean, Rui wasn't on anything coming off the bench. Now he's back in the starting lineup, and he looks a lot more like himself. Austin Reeves is obviously coming everybody's coming to themselves. We just kind of waiting, honestly, on Jared Vanderbilt to come back. I feel like that's a big part of it. But
Y'all good? Y'all POA?
yeah, we're looking good though.
Definitely need a POA defender.
Y'all all
It ain't no Torian Prince, I'll tell you that.
Definitely, man.
He didn't. He didn't have it, bro. They put him on the bench. He came out 4 or 5 threes, knocking it down, can't miss.
Okay, Torian, do your thing. So I'm familiar with your game, I guess.
I'm just waiting on that moment where everything clicked for the Lakers. Sometimes I feel like Reeves is going and D'Lo kind of find himself. Sometimes I feel like D'Lo is going and Reeves is trying to find himself. Or, like you said, you have some things going, and now you're waiting on Jared Vanderbilt. And Jared Vanderbilt come out, and now AD got tightness in his calf. You know what I mean? Like, just all type of shit. So,
Y'all see a world where they can actually crawl out of the play-in and be that 6 seed?
What's the difference right now?
It's like 2 or 3 games.
D-Mills, it's gonna be tough. I was telling KB earlier, I've been rooting for these East teams to beat these West teams, or just for those teams the seeds a couple levels above us to just lose, bro.
Yeah.
Like
Yeah,
we all play the
loses.
Mavericks, because the Lakers have been solid in terms of like being able to win games.
Yeah.
We just can't catch up because the Mavericks are beating people. The Kings will get a win. Like it's hard to catch up.
It's y'all, the Suns, the Kings, and the Mavs.
I want to see y'all empower D'Angelo Russell.
You saw that clip of LeBron passing the ball and saying, go to work?
Yeah.
That was
I
as
want
much
to see
power
more.
as
I
you
want to
could
see
get.
more of that, though. I want to see more of that.
He was cooking. Who was that again? I forgot who that was. But he
I want-
cooked somebody.
I wanna
ass
see
off
Against
of
that
it.
game in the Bucks, somebody had saw a clip of LeBron in the huddle telling D'Lo, "You take it, like you take the shot." And that's shit.
I want to see that. I want to see that times 5. Just because my favorite moments with the Lakers this year involves D'Angelo Russell. The Bucks game, the game against the Warriors when he caught them motherfucking shot in the fast break, and we always like, whoa.
Yeah.
When D'Lo's hitting his threes and like he's getting hot, Lakers is tough to beat.
A couple no-dip threes. Like
I was
late
gonna
games.
say that to you,
Yeah,
bro.
it's happening.
He's one of those players too.
He has no
He's on the
depth.
All-Star
But do you
team.
hear why he put that in the game?
Yeah, from like an anime, or from Tekken.
Oh, I saw him say, "You playing with LeBron James, you got to be ready to get the ball."
What do you say about Tekken?
Nah, this might have been something different. He's talking about
You
like
got
his
Tekken
style.
8?
I was just thinking that.
He's talking about like his style of play, and he said there's a guy on Tekken that kind of like has like that drunken style, and that's what he wanted to mimic.
Who's the best drunken fight character or drunken
You
character in media?
Rock Lee.
I'm not mad at Rock Lee. Yeah, I'm not mad at
That's
Rock
your
Lee.
boy, ain't it?
Yeah, I like Rock Lee. What about the?
Darrick could put his ass to the wall.
Yeah, all right.
Wouldn't you?
Bro, he'll punch a hole
Rock
hole
Lee,
through your
he
chest.
wouldn't even have to take off the.
Darrick
No,
could
he
catch
wouldn't.
It. Darrick could catch it.
Yeah, I'll catch it.
Okay.
He'll punch a hole in your chest, then do 25,000 push-ups in one day.
That's a Rock Lee way. Damn, I had something to say about D'Angelo Russell. Last team, Golden State Warriors.
Humiliation
This-
built him for that moment.
Hmm.
Public humiliation got D'Lo ready for this playoff run.
It did.
I said like a 8 or 9 because this feels like
I remember. Thank God D'Angelo Russell decided to play like D'Angelo Russell, not Derek White. That's what I wanted to say.
we could have used a Derek White too.
Yeah, well, yeah, but like
I like D'Angelo.
it took a
Russell.
month for him to be like, you know what, I'm not Derek White.
Now, if he was Derek White, I'd be on board with him going to the Spurs.
If he was Derek White, y'all probably wouldn't be the 9th seed though.
You're right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with like a 7 or 8 for the Warriors. I just don't. Actually, I'm gonna go a little bit higher. I'm gonna go like a 9 or 10, just because this is Curry's playing phenomenal. Anytime you have that, you want to capitalize, and it just hasn't kind of worked out. And also could be like one of the years for the last dance, kind of for them too as well.
Yeah, I would say like an 8 or 9, just because like the dynasty's on the line. Like you got to show some sort of success in this postseason, in order to get this front office any hope of that we can bring this back. If y'all go out there, y'all lose in the play-in, or y'all get swept in the first round, it's kind of like, okay, maybe this was our last dance right here, and now you got to go to the drawing board and you got to maybe shake some things up.
Clay, last year of his deal.
Yep.
I think he'll be back. But yeah, I think it's 7 or 8 for me. Just because it's the Golden State Warriors at the end of the day. You got Steph Curry.
Got the pressure because Draymond, you got suspended, and been a big distraction for this team. And
Draymond
if you don't
did
do
say he was a
anything now,
16-game player.
if you don't do this now, how do you improve? Nobody wants Wiggins. No,
I don't think
nobody.
you really
You're not
can
trading
that much.
Kevon Looney. You know what I mean? Chris Paul. I don't know what you're getting for that. So
They still have all of the draft capital. I'm not saying this is what they will do because, again, this might only have 2 more years left. But they have avenues to get better for sure. Draft capital.
But it's just also
some of the
who's
younger
available.
players. Yeah.
That's also the thing. You got to figure out. I don't really know who's
they draft
available.
capital ain't gonna be that damn strong.
I don't know.
Down the
If they
line,
were
yeah.
offering me a 2028, I would be interested
But
in that.
they're too smart of an organization to do that type of shit.
We haven't seen what Mike Dunleavy really got yet. He's brand new there. If it was Bob Myers, I would 100% agree. We just don't know what Mike is really gonna do.
I mean, the thing.
I
with,
think I'm gonna give Mike Dunleavy benefit of the doubt. Dunleavy Jr. the benefit of the doubt
If
that he
it's
wouldn't
me,
do
if
that
I
for,
feel like
for this
this move-
mid-ass team.
if this move, if I feel like this is a move that could help me win a championship,
What's that move?
I don't know what that move is. But like,
Hypothetically, your job is to work in the NBA, do this type of shit, hypothetical on the fly. What's the move?
what would be a trade?
Can you give me a position, a type of
the
player?
move
would be
was
wings.
Pascal Siakam.
it would be wings. I just don't know what the wings are. 'Cause, like, you already have your backcourt. I feel like, unless you really want to move.
I feel like the
For
players
Brandon
got to be.
Podziemski and Steph Curry.
I feel like you can't get a young
Brandon.
star
Playoff
either.
event
It's got to be like somebody older if you're trying to win with Steph. Like that guy still can't be trying to figure out himself as well. Like
For
he's
sure.
got to be like he's got to be ready. So I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know who that would be either.
Paul George ain't walking through that door, ladies and
It
gentlemen.
would have to be somebody other like
of that caliber.
that caliber, and it's just like he understands what needs to be done. You know.
Yeah, this is a hard team to gauge when you talk about what pieces they need. Because like you've seen the pieces that they
D Mills.
what?
Go get LeBron James.
Oh well, yeah. If any team wants to compete, there you go.
LeBron goes to the Warriors. You still a Laker fan?
Yeah.
Okay.
Are
Why
you
did
Warri- are
it
you
took a little
Warriors-
pause?
I
wasn't it?
had
Would
to
you be a
digest what
Warriors
he
fan
said to
too?
me.
Would you be a Warriors fan too?
No.
He's not a LeBron guy.
I'm not.
so-
I'm not just a straight LeBron fan.
You're not a LeBron guy at all until he came to the Lakers.
No, that's not true.
Oh. Because I remember when you had that in your bio.
I don't think
with the
nobody
OKC
would have hard.
page.
I don't
Were
think
you Heat
nobody
Nation
would
or
have
you
harder for
Team
me than when
OKC?
LeBron.
You was Team OKC, right?
Well,
Yeah,
Nation.
yeah.
So that's
Okay.
why I'm going off of that.
That was also like a decade ago.
Oh, okay.
Over a decade ago. That was a minute ago, boy.
OKC.
Hashtag Heat Nation. Hashtag Team OKC. Hashtag Bulls Nation.
I can't. Does that account still exist? It
What,
does.
Heat Nation? OKC?
It does. There's no bio though. I thought the bio used to say
Follow
like the bio used to say like F the
Let's
Heat
see
or
if we
something.
Oh,
got
dude.
messages in here. Nah, I ain't
No,
no messages.
Yeah.
Mike, man, you are crazy, bro.
Why? Because he used to like get them likes and stuff.
Nah, it's just a type of picture. Like, what are you doing? But I have the same pictures from my youth. Like, we just used to
Everybody
take
That
got
was
those
the
type of
era, boy.
pictures.
Yeah, that was the
That's what I
era.
be
like
thinking
just
about.
doing nothing. He's laying on a
Yeah,
pillow.
bro. You know, I be always thinking to myself with like people be making fun of people when they post like throwback
Look
photos
at these
and they just like,
paid-ass, like comments.
What was it?
It's
Jesus Christ.
Jesus Christ.
or when they have like an old, it'll be like this old picture of Paul George resurfaced. Like everybody had them type of pictures,
Yeah.
bro.
Yeah, facts.
Everybody had the little phone, the mirror selfie where you got your little phone, and it's a
Ain't nothing
cheap
funny
ass
than-
phone too.
Ain't funny when them quad
That
deep
boy
fried
Michael fool with it. Look at that person.
Uh-huh.
Look what they said at the bottom. That boy Michael.
I was going crazy back in my day.
10 mutuals. Oh, y'all actually know this person?
I think so. Yeah.
I don't know this person.
I don't
but
know,
y'all
him, but
do.
I think
What?
she said.
Why Shakebone follow?
Wait, who?
She had a mic picture telling like, you just don't know anybody no more.
And it's somebody that y'all know. It's a lot of mutuals, but his brother is one of the mutuals too. It's just like, what is happening? It's crazy. Yeah, that's the pressure meter for all of the teams that are in the playoffs, or close to the playoffs, I guess. Sorry, Hawks fans. Sorry, Bulls fans.
Sorry, Houston.
They're not in the playoffs.
I know.
But get well soon. Operation Go. Luckily,
I know,
it wasn't
luckily it was
anything
no
bad.
serious.
Get well soon. Benedict Mathurin out for the rest of the year with a torn labrum.
Sadiq Bey is also out for the
Sadiq
season
Bey.
with a torn
Shot free
ACL.
throws though.
it's
You said who?
He shot his free throws though.
Oh, he
he
did?
did.
It's just a lot of injuries
That
happening. They're
labrum
piling up
shit.
right now.
Where is this guy? That's
It's
It's a lot of
a
tread on
torn
the, it's a lot
labrum.
of tread on the tires.
It's one of those things that won't happen in the moment. It's just something that you figure out. Like Ja didn't. It's not like Ja left the game
for sure.
It was
right.
like 2 days later he has a torn labrum. It's just one of those injuries, man. Sometimes it will happen, like a Julius Randle.
true.
Julius Randle had to leave because he had a dislocated shoulder. Sometimes you don't even dislocate your shoulder and tear your labrum. It's a weird body part.
How you do your shit?
Blocking Tyler's shot or attempting to block Tyler's shot.
At like a YMCA?
And Tyler's 4-3.
We skipped school to go to the.
You were trying to
hoop.
send his shit to Switzerland.
But you know what? It wasn't anything abnormal. You know, I'm always a block happy guy. Yeah. It was just a normal attempt,
okay.
and it just so happened. And
Was Mason there?
Y'all skipped
yes,
school?
because what had happened was we skipped school because it was like one of the
Was
last
this-
days of the year, and we was
Why did we skip school? I just
because it
remember
was
we
one
all
of the
playing.
last days of the year.
I do remember
None
we
of us
planned
had
out to
finals
go.
or nothing.
Okay,
yeah,
yeah,
you don't go to
that's
school
probably
then.
it.
So we didn't go to school. We went to the gym, and I injured myself. And sometimes my dislocated shoulders pop itself back in. This time it didn't. So I know how to pop it back in, but I can't do it myself. So I'm telling Mason, come here. I'm gonna give you the direction. And Mason was like, I ain't got nothing to do with
I
that.
thought Mason tried. I was like, ain't no way.
Yeah.
Like I can't. Like
I
I'm
would
gonna
be
throw up on your
terrified
shoulder
trying to
if
pop
I
it
do
L
that.
friends, man. L
But I thought
friends.
Mason tried to.
L friends, man.
I would feel so much
Hey, I would have
pressure.
came over there and I would have helped you.
Thank you.
But we cousins.
L friend, because
I would've
I
been
was
so
giving
scared
you
to
the
hurt you.
instruction, but I was giving you the instruction.
would've done
and
it,
guess
but
what
I
I had to
would've
do?
still been so scared
to hurt you. Like you just fucking Hercules.
You seen that clip when the trainer had popped Kobe's finger like
Yeah.
just right back in place and he got back?
But you see, what Kobe had, they don't have in this new shit.
You just
That's
said
how my dad
you said
be.
Sadiq Bey just hit his free throws with the
Yeah,
torch.
but that's how my dad. But he be like, but see, that ain't right because that's that new age technology. My dad just be fat and shit. And I'd be like, pops, I'm gonna reel you back in, man. You sounding like one. You right, son. You right. So Sadiq, that is hard. Old people when they talk about basketball, man, that shit is funny, man. They just try to discredit everything.
Everything and
You got
everybody.
these new shoes. They lighter. We didn't have light shoes. We had to
And
wear
bricks.
heavy shoes.
With the bricks.
We had to wear Converse. Ain't had support. Could LeBron do what he doing in Converse? 40,000 in Converse? Could he do that? That would impress me.
Just moving the goalposts
Come on, man.
over and over and over.
You got Instagram. When they stress, they could go get one of them Instagrams and fly them in. When Will was stressed, he had to go out and really find a girl.
That is crazy.
And guess
He
what Will
take
did?
time
And guess
away
what
from
Will
his,
did?
he take time away from his game to go find the girls. Now you just send a minute, a DM in a minute, and you can still be in the gym. That's why they better.
Will did find him.
Yeah.
Will definitely found him.
That is crazy that is a whole different. They actually had to go out and like pursue women.
No,
that-
they didn't.
I saw a stat the other day. Well, this is
If
not
I'm
the
Will
other
and
day.
you my mans, Derrick, tell them, boom, keep
No,
the
but
Rolls
like
Royce.
you couldn't just slide into DMs.
Oh,
like you
yeah,
actually
yeah.
had to go out.
I'm sure they still
and meet
had
women.
runners though. Like, listen, tell them, boom, bring them here. I'll leave you the car just in case they think it's not true. And now you come outside and you got Clyde in front of that Phantom.
and
with
Clyde
that
was
fur.
Fresh as hell. You
Like,
know he
what's-
was.
He said, "What's up, young tenderoni?"
100%.
You try to go back to my hotel and slide and glide with Clyde.
He gonna be grooving. What do you say? Smoothing and grooving.
show you right on. Oh yeah, he do say
For
that.
show you right off.
For show you right on.
Shaking and baking.
There's like every single year the number of relationships, the percentage of relationships that are created through like social media / internet continue to go higher and higher, which just makes them like you and your girlfriend met on social, you
Mine
and your
did, too.
too. So it's like,
I'm for the 90s.
is that easier?
in person?
Probably right.
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah, because like I never had the confidence to go approach a woman in person. Like it just never was my thing. I would like flirt with girls at Portillo's when they would come through the drive-through, but like I wasn't like.
The most backwards thinking, not to cut you
But
off.
like I never like was at Target.
You had
or
no.
something.
So you in Target without the Portillo's uniform and silly ass hat, and you have no confidence. You're in the drive-through smelling like beef juice with
I
that
did-
silly ass
boots.
house.
Because I'm
talking
like
about
I'm obligated.
hey sexy.
Because I'm obligated to talk to them. I wouldn't be like, hey, sexy, and nothing. But like even like I used to Like on the thing, I could comp your meal. I used to comp girls' meals.
What is that? Can you tell us what comp meals mean? Because I have
Like
no
that
idea.
shit was free.
Piece of cake.
Oh,
He used to do it to me. My man, so I already knew what that meant. Free cake. He throw it in for my mom. The shit I like. But we ain't tricking for no cake.
It was free food. I ain't care.
I'm just talking.
That shit ain't come out of my
I
pocket.
know.
Yeah.
It came out of dicks.
Exactly.
I also think like in this today's age,
Dick still on Portillo, or did he sell
it's
it?
very hard to like approach. It's not as easy as it was to approach people, or just especially like random girls. Most of the time, it's just like you're going with that assumption like they don't want to be talked to, or they have a man or anything like that, because you just don't want to be one of those people. It's like, oh, he's one of those guys or whatever. Like you end up on social media and they're taking a pic. Like you just don't want to be one of those type of people. So it's like designated places.
I think the best part.
That's just yourself. That's you. I bet it's a lot of girls that wanted you to approach them, but you was scary.
Wanted Mike to approach them?
I'm being nice.
Oh, okay. Word. I think the easiest part about the social media stuff is that you kind of know the person before you meet the person.
Bit, yeah.
At least a little bit.
Yeah, you could like look through, figure out what they like.
You could try.
Yeah.
Now you blindly approaching somebody you don't know.
96% of people lying on Instagram.
Crazy.
Good. I mean, approaching someone, I guess you can kind of, y'all in the same environment, so there's some sort of correlation there if y'all are in the same environment.
I'm gonna tell.
Yeah, if you're at a Bulls game, she likes basketball or something.
Yeah.
right?
I'm gonna tell the young guys that's watching this, listening, approach, because whenever
don't be a creep. Though.
when everybody going left, you go right. Everybody trying to slide in the DM. She getting the DM every day. Not too many people are approaching. So just off of approaching, you're gonna be all right. You're gonna stand out.
You're gonna approach that girl. You're gonna say, "What's up?" You trying to spit your game. It's gonna be a dude that's 6'6", 220 right behind you, talking about what you doing. Talk to my girl.
Well, if that happens, then you just a jackass, because if you don't have no awareness.
6'6", 220.
I mean, he could have been in the if y'all at the store, he could have been in the other aisle or whatever, and you seen this girl and you kind of try to like go talk to her or whatever.
She has a boyfriend. You keep it pushing.
Yeah.
That's what you think it's gonna say. Then she gonna actually say the worst thing possible.
What?
I don't know what that is, but it's gonna happen.
Wait, what's the worst thing?
Or like
I don't know.
Or like they in an argument. So
Ugly.
she just entertain the conversation just to make him mad because she know he finna come over there and see it.
Nah, that's some crazy stuff. Your girlfriend intentionally just doing stuff.
What did he say?
If I understood him right, it was just like she was gonna intentionally just like act like
She was single.
so her boyfriend could come over there and get into it with you.
just like so he can get mad because they was already in an argument.
Y'all creating all
You
of
just
these,
made that up
all
in
of
your
these
mind,
weak-ass
just like
illusions
that.
to
All I
stop
was
you from
saying-
talking to a girl.
No,
you know
I
the
was
trend?
I was just fucking around.
You know the trend? The worst she can say is no.
Yeah.
And then it's a video of her saying stuff much
Worse than no, yeah.
worse than
Boy, get your
no.
goofy ass away from me.
Right, exactly. Something like that. You're like, damn, a no would have been okay. Just a simple no. But who knows?
Yeah.
We all taking.
Approach.
Have y'all ever approached in person?
No.
Yes.
Oh yeah, that's how you got in yours.
I'm. You gotta be. I'm a switch hitter.
Okay.
I'm a Barry Bonds.
So you
Kid, you started talking to your wife on
your game
Facebook?
elite. Wait, what happened?
No. Yes.
Wait, what happened?
Yes. He said that
So
I
that's
started
kinda
talking to my
online.
wife on Facebook.
I mean, you knew her.
I knew her, but it
Now-
definitely took a Facebook message to get the number and then the
I
text
would say that
started.
when I was young, and that's why I'm telling our young viewers.
Yeah.
When I was young, I used to do that, but that was stupid. Now that I'm an adult, and the worst thing a person could have said was no. And even if they sprinkle some extra on the no, I don't. And when you're a teenager and you become 25, 26, you realize that decade ago, all the shit that you cared about, you don't even really remember. If you try to get a girl number 10 years ago, 12 years ago, and she told us no, we would not even remember right now.
Yeah.
Like, we wouldn't remember. It would be nothing. But if the slightest chance of her saying yeah, we would still be talking about it today. Man, remember when Mike got Jessica's number?
Yeah.
Jessica was bad.
Remember when Darrick got
And those girls you couldn't pull when you was 15. You could
Bruh,
probably
take
you
me
gonna be able
back to the
pull-
days where we would go to Darien Fest and try to get a number.
Facts.
We never got no numbers though. It was a good time.
you
though.
know probably why? Because y'all ass was probably scared. And I was too back
Shit,
then.
we was in hell. Yeah, we was scared.
But that's why
eventually be able to
that's why
pull
I'm
those
telling them, don't be scared.
Derek, you was scared?
Don't be scared.
Why do I remember you being like this super confident guy in those situations?
Oh hell no. There wasn't 1 ounce of confidence in me.
I would approach, but
Yeah, 1 ounce.
That is kind of crazy.
that's
No confidence at all.
That's like
He's
I
just
was
walking around
if you had,
spineless.
if your confidence was that low, you should have stayed your ass in the house.
I was walking around with that porn stash.
You know why his confidence was low? Because we had a ride there. We might not have no ride back.
So, okay. Now I'm remembering things a little bit differently.
The only time, and I'm being real right here. The only time my confidence fell down is, and this will happen like at football games. You go to a football game, you see a girl, might go to a different school or something, you know what I'm saying? And you're like, oh, she decent. You're always like, man, go. And like you go or you make that approach and she with it. But now it's like 3/4 of the game left. What am I supposed to do for this next hour and a half to entertain this young woman? Because I just really wanted they know. You like that ever happen when you think you're just gonna get a girl number? This really when you're young, but it's like nah, they trying to hang out the rest of the day right then and there. It's like oh shit, I wasn't prepared to keep you entertained and host you for the next hour. And a half.
That's why I think it was Anwar who was talking to us, and had to deal with some type of number, but he was like, yeah, I got the way out too. I'm just saying like. I got to slide to this thing, whatever. Like I'm on my way out. He's basically saying just give yourself that exit when because Anwar he a ladies man. Like he
thinks
he love to think he got game.
Yes.
He loved to think that he got game. What a crazy sentence.
I love that sentence though because I was with Anwar. I had something to do, and there was 2 girls. Everywhere I looked, they would be. Everywhere I would look, they would be. And so I'm like Anwar, there's nothing I could do with these 2 girls. But this is an easy layup for you. Even if they just think that I'm somebody that I'm not, you with me, so just hit the home run. Nah, man, okay. But anytime we not in these situations, you talking all this stuff. Mm-hmm. So that's when I'm like, man, you folded. Then coincidentally, like I went back and I got that number when you was gone. I'm like, oh, okay.
He just didn't want you taking his Riz, using his pickup lines and stuff.
Come on, man.
We left Riz in 2023, by the way.
The day I take day I take anybody Riz is the day I'm done. I'm too player, man.
I love the TikToks of like dudes who like wear like a hidden camera and they go up and talk to girls.
I hate those videos.
You do?
Anybody that's wearing a hidden camera is a weirdo to me.
I hate them too. I agree with them. Because number one, I don't be thinking that shit is real because I see the girls in other places.
Oh, really? I've never.
There's a couple of people who I see, and I think it is real. And I think the same thing as KB. Like, how the hell are you wearing glasses with a camera right
glasses.
now? And you sound 34.
Yeah.
But then it's also shit where I see like I'm like, where do I know this girl from? Oh, I've seen her over here. I've seen her over there.
I see what you mean.
You know what? And I know we're gonna wrap up soon.
Yeah, I gotta
but
dip.
You know what I just realized, bro? I don't think I can be on Twitter that much.
Oh, I don't. Yeah, I feel like
so much of that stuff on the Twitter, bro, that like you can't avoid it now. Sometimes I caught myself like clicking and scrolling.
They just
through.
be under random comments,
Yes.
bro. Just random comments.
I was at that Nike shoot in New York last week, and the Toronto Raptors announced their starting lineup. And again, I'm doing this Toronto Raptors game, and I wanted to see because I wanted to see Grady Dick start, and he wasn't. So I clicked the tweet to see if the fans were saying that. Porn under the Raptors tweet. Not one of those, sometimes they hide it. You got to click. No, just straight up porn, right? I'm like, bro, I am in public with like 100 people in this room.
Every time I open it, it's there. And it's just like, I'm being honest, as sometimes a man, I'm click on it, I'm scroll. But it's like,
that's why it's there. But it's for you because you clicked on it.
But it's like, I'm not.
You're not intentionally looking for it.
In the past, you had to go find it so you could keep it out of your life. But like if I'm just on YouTube, and it's not on YouTube obviously, but if you were just on YouTube and it's just there, certain things just gonna pop up. You know how much stuff I watch on YouTube that I'm not trying to watch, but it's like, oh, it's a food video. I'm not looking for recipes to cook, but if it's right there, I'm gonna go look.
Yeah.
So now it's getting to the point where that happened a couple times, and now I'm like, bro, you're right. Now that I'm thinking about it, because I looked, it's more prone and now
for you.
But it's like, bro, I'm not even looking for that, bro. I don't even know how I even got here to begin with.
They'd just be under the most random posts. They'd be Boston Celtics posts. Just got it underneath.
And it's just like, bro.
Yeah, comment sections, you can't scroll through now. Don't scroll through sexy reds or
But
Glorilla
even-
style.
even
Or
outside
sexy
of-
red. If you just
can't
scroll
go
through
yourself
sexy
up.
red,
Yeah,
you just
yeah,
know.
you
Yeah, you can't go. I didn't know that was in there. But
What
if
do
you
you
go to
scroll
her
down
com-
her shit for anyway?
Shout
What
out
is
to
she-
Glow, though.
What is she saying? Where you like? Let me scroll the comments.
I don't even remember. But I just went through the comments and I
But
was like, what
anything, you can't check the comments no more because it's not like there was somebody that said something funny and I'm like, oh, let me see some funny.
The-
And like
the best thing
none
about
of the
Twitter-
comments had anything to
Bro,
do with the
best
tweet.
thing about like content, majority of the time, sometimes be the comments.
Comments, yes.
The reactions
Yeah.
to it. You can't even enjoy that like
because
that no more.
I recently saw Jim Jones give Trey Songz like some glasses, and the comments is what made it funny. He like, damn, Jim, I know you from New York. We know you're a hustler, but in the bathroom is nasty.
Oh,
work.
they was in the bathroom.
He gave him the glasses like in the bathroom. Like, damn, let this man wash his hand. And that, Mike, right? That's the funny part of it. But like on Twitter, you could you'll see somebody, man. Jalen Green is unhappy with the Rockets. You like check the comments. They selling shit.
Yeah.
Get a microwave with a TV on it.
A microwave with the
Look at it's sad shit. Look at
Yeah.
this what this dad did for his daughter before he died. It got nothing to do with the NBA.
Yeah.
It's just like, bro, the engagement shit is just making it unbearable.
Thanks, Elon.
But yeah, all of that nudity and all of that. I'm not a person that used to have that in my life.
There should be an option to like turn it off.
Yeah.
Like on Reddit, you can turn it off.
Yeah.
And Reddit is definitely not the place of like this peak thing. Reddit is just as bad, but you do have the option to get rid of that stuff. And that's useful. And I would want that for Twitter. But Elon's too busy trying to get rid of retweets. So
That's an episode, man.
yeah.
We finna go golf.
We appreciate y'all liking, subscribing. On the road to 100,000. Go to Spotify, go to Apple, leave us 5 stars there, and we will see y'all on Saturday.
Hey, it's
Peace.
Saturday. Iggy, iggy, iggy. Ooh.